Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Butch Rents here, host of the Raiders Report. You wanted me to talk about Justin Jefferson. Well, guess what? I'm talking about Justin Jefferson today on the program today, presented by Prize Picks. But we're also going to talk about Maxx Crosby. I saw Vincent Bonsignore put out a trade idea, and apparently what he has heard, the 49ers have offered, or at least would entertain an idea for Maxx Crosby. So I'm going to just say this right now. We got a lot of trade rumors to talk about. We're going to talk about Vikings Justin Jefferson. We're going to talk about Maxx Crosby. We will do a Venmo duck race at the very end of today's show. Also, we're going to be doing 2 different fantasy football raffles, and whoever has the most bangs at the end of today's live show, you are in my fantasy football league. If you do not know, if you want to get your questions, your comments on the program today, you can use hashtag Raiders and ask me your question. For example, hashtag Raiders, what would it cost for Maxx Crosby in a trade? That would be a great question that you could ask today. Also, if you just want to skip the line, I know we already had a few super chats. Shout out to my guy, Sherlock Raider. It's good to see that you're breathing. I think all of us here know that you had a good time on Friday. I will get to those super chats in just a moment. But since you are just now tuning in, shout out to everybody that's here live on the Raiders Report. I do think it's important to mention, even though we are talking about Justin Jefferson today, we have to remind ourselves, this is the off season, and there has not been any, I'll call them actual reports out there about Minnesota potentially moving on from their star wide receiver, but there was an article from CBS. It linked JJ to the silver and black, and since he's done that, I've seen multiple Raiders, other, content creators talk about this topic. I've seen it on social media. I love rumors, and I say it all the time. I'm never afraid to talk about a rumor, and I think for anybody out there, if you're afraid to talk about a rumor, shame on you. It's the offseason. We can have an adult conversation. Just because I'm talking about Justin Jefferson doesn't mean I am saying the Raiders are trading for Justin Jefferson. But to be clear, there aren't any actual reports out there. And when I talked to my Vikings host here at Chat Sports, Patrick Siepman, he told me, quote, 0% chance before or during the season. If they are bad again, then next summer it could happen. So if you're sitting here wondering, hey, could the Raiders trade for Justin Jefferson this offseason? I hate to break it to you. It ain't going to happen. In terms of Maxx Crosby trade rumor, same exact thing. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm so sick and tired of talking about Maxx Crosby trade rumors, but part of the job here as being a Raiders Report host is, hey, if everybody's talking about it, I'm going to talk about it here on this program. But I want y'all to know that the Raiders are not currently shopping 98. And that Maxx Crosby's camp has told me that he doesn't want to be traded. He wants to be a Raider for life. But Raiders beat reporters, I've seen NFL insiders and the national media, they keep talking about Maxx. And I think the number one reason why people are talking about Justin Jefferson, the number one reason why people are talking about Maxx Crosby on June 30th in the offseason, it's because people are looking for eyeballs. People are looking for clicks. Now, people could probably say the exact same thing. Mitch, are you doing it because you're looking for eyeballs and clicks? I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't really think that I need to. I think that we get eyeballs. I think we get clicks. I don't need to do it. But the reason why I'm talking about this today, by far, the number one top trending topic that I've been getting asked about, Justin Jefferson. So if I'm going to talk about Justin Jefferson trade rumors, you know what? We're also going to look at a recent report from Vincent Bonsignore. So these are the top 2 players that we're talking about today on the program. Since we're talking about them, I want to know from all of y'all, and I'm going to give some shout-outs here today on the show presented by Prize Picks. Who do you think is the more likely guy to get traded? Do you think it's the Vikings moving on from Justin Jefferson? Or do you think it's the Las Vegas Raiders moving on from Maxx Crosby? Or is it Maxx moving on from the Raiders or Jefferson moving on from the Vikings? Type JJ for Justin Jefferson. Type MC for Maxx Crosby. I'm seeing right now down below a lot of JJs are flowing in right now. And I will show you guys on our live show today multiple Justin Jefferson trade ideas. I will show you today multiple Maxx Crosby trade ideas. And if having this conversation upsets you, just log off. You don't have to watch. if you want to talk about trades today in the middle of June, then you're in the right spot. But I see Timmy Jones spamming his MC. I see Omar spamming his JJ down below. I'm going to be real with you. Honestly, I think the answer is MC for Maxx Crosby, and I think it's because of the price tag difference. When you see the price tag difference between Justin Jefferson and Crosby, I think you're just going to be a little bit surprised, I'm not going to lie. Because I think if I were to tell a lot of Raider fans out there, hey, would you do a trade, Maxx Crosby straight up for Justin Jefferson? I don't know how many people would say yes to that, just based on the audience here. But in all honesty, when you see how much our Vikings host wants for Justin Jefferson, you're going to also, I think, agree that Maxx Crosby is probably the more likely candidate to get dealt than JJ. So I got another question for all y'all out there because, unfortunately, my wife would probably answer this yes. Is your wife smarter than you? Give me a yes. Give me a no. This is a really important question, obviously, here on the program today. And the reason why I'm asking, is your wife smarter than you? It's because my wife wants to prove to me that she is smarter than me. And I'm not going to lie. Right now, she is on path in order to do so. The reason why that I say that is because yesterday, I went 0 for 3 in my Prize Picks lineups. I'm not kidding you. I made 3 different lineups for the World Cup, and I went 0 for 3. And I remember when I got home yesterday, I told my wife, hey, man, I've already lost my first 2 lineups, which, by the way, I thought Germany was going to beat Paraguay. I thought Brazil was going to get a win yesterday as well by more than 1.5 goals. And yeah, I picked the Netherlands to beat Morocco. So what my wife told me today, she goes, you're not making any picks. Let me make the picks for you today. So here are my wife's picks because I obviously don't know what I'm doing. So she wants me to roll with Mexico. As you can see, big numbers. Her mom might get mad at me for saying this, but her mom was born in 1970. So the reason why, technically this is a $70 lineup to win 148. She was born in the 70s, so we went that route. And then France to win today. We can win $1 on that bad boy. And then Norway, they just won. So she's already got one up on me. So she's already going to be able to prove that she's smarter than me, which I've been having a hard enough time prove that I'm smarter than a 5th grader. Now I got to prove that I'm smarter than my wife. But you can get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup over on Prize Picks. And if you want to roll with my lineups today, technically my wife's lineups today, then give me a follow on Prize Picks at MitchellRens365. That link is going to be available to all y'all down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. If you want to give me a follow, please do. If you want to pick on Prize Picks who you believe is going to win certain games in the World Cup, you can also do that. Team picks are now available. Pick more, pick less. It's really that simple over at Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app, where on Prize Picks, it feels good to be right. So our deals that we have here on the program today, I see some people rooting for Mexico today. If you're rooting for Mexico, give me some Mexicos down below. I'm basically partially Mexican now that I married into it. Today's deals on the program today, I can also say that because Lopez is a producer. $5 super chat to get in.
I gave him the pass.
We gave him the pass. $5 super chat today. You get into our fantasy football raffle at the end of the show today. Somebody's going to get into my fantasy football league. We're going to give away 3 different fantasy football spots today. I am big in fantasy football. And if you guys don't know that, it's how I got my start here. I used to write for Fantasy Pros, the Fantasy Footballers, many years ago. And if it wasn't for fantasy football, I don't know if I would be here today. So for people trying to get into my fantasy league, it is really, really important to me. If you want an opportunity to get more fantasy tickets, $10 super chat, we're going to spin that wheel for you. If you want to win some money, $20 Venmo, MitchellRens365. If you are trying to compete in our June bang race, then $100 super chat, you bang. Whoever bangs the most in the month of June, you get in the fantasy league. And right now, this is Matt Fluhee's world. I will say I've seen a lot of shit from Sherlock today, so you never know what's going to end up going down. And we'll get into the Justin Jefferson, Maxx Crosby trade rumors. I have 2 full shows for you guys here in just a moment. We'll probably get into the JJ stuff in about 5 to 10 minutes from now. But just so everybody is clear, the June bang race right now belongs to Fluhee. If you want to get in our fantasy football league, we will do a raffle at the end. I will also do a golden ticket Fantasy Football League. And today, whoever gets into the top 3 XPers, I'm going to give each of those top 3 XPers a raffle ticket to get in. Let's go to the first one. Sherlock! First one on the dance floor. Bang! What's going on, Sherlock Raider? It's good to see that you're still standing upright. Thank you again, man, for pulling up on Friday, Thursday. Had a great time. It was great getting to know you and Chris. And, at the end of the day, if you're a Raiders fan watching this show and it's the off season, if you want to pull up and you want to have fun here on this show, hit me up like Sherlock did. I'd love to be able to set it up. Dark Side Nation, what's up, man? Wanted to say thanks to all the behind the scenes, Raider Nation for life. Yeah, we try to put a lot of different content together. We go live a ton. Like tomorrow I'll be live for the USA game. Thursday I'll be live for a happy hour, and then I'll also be live for a little Madden simulation, which Madden season, it's getting really, really important. So make sure you guys are all subscribed. A lot of fun content coming out. Movie night.
Love Island reference.
Oh, Hell yeah. You were talking about Love Island, but I'm not a Love Island guy, so I don't.
Movie night is tonight, meaning that all the shit that happened that the Islanders haven't seen, they are going to show them tonight. There are some people that are going to get in trouble. Sincere, he's done. Kenzie, she needs to be flamed. She sucks. Corbin, Casey, they already know what they did. So
I have no idea what he's talking about, by the way. The voice you hear in the background is Lopez. I promise you this, anytime you see the main Raiders Report chat talking about Love Island,
that is Mitchell Renz. Don't let him lie to you.
There is a signature next to it that says Lopez. So we got Brown Reed today now.
Ah, damn it, I forgot to change it again.
We got Brown Reed up there. Dark Side, shout out to you. I do see a few more questions that I got down there below. What up, Lee Ray, Doppler Ganger, Vic Sacramento, Robert Jansen. Again, I want to see some questions coming in today from Raider Nation. We are stronger together, Nation. Sherlock, we're definitely stronger together. You by yourself? I don't know, man. Sherlock, I hope you know, bro, I'm busting your balls for a long time over how banged up you got on Friday happy hour. You underestimated it a little bit. I know you didn't, and you told me you did, but that's okay.
How many boots
you had fun. That's what's the most important
How
part.
many boots did he say he was going to do?
Well, he said he was going to do 10 beers. I
think he cleared that.
The math was close to that. So
I think he cleared that.
But once the boot hit, he realized that the boots are not made for walking. And he tried to walk on Katy Trail, and that was not going well. Yeah, man. Shout out to that guy right there. Shout out to freaking Sherlock. Suave, using a head coach to get out of a ticket. Wow. Again, man, I don't want to keep talking about Diana. The stories at this point, I'm not going to be surprised if I hear anything at this point. To me, I remember, and I'm only going to speak about this from my own personal experience with Diana, is I had the opportunity to go to the NFL Combine, and I went to the Super Bowl, obviously, and I asked Diana point blank, hey, I heard that you reported that Maxx Crosby told you in particular that he wants to play for the Patriots and Mike Vrabel. She said that she was told that during the off season, so months before. I obviously talked to Max's team. Max's team told me that they actually try to avoid Diana because she typically makes things up. And I think what's sad is, we live in a world right now where, again, I am a content creator. I am not an insider. I'm not a beat reporter. I don't really want to be those positions out there. But it's if you can't even trust beat reporters, I think for Raider fans out there, it's not that we don't trust our beat reporters. It's just I personally feel like throughout the years, our beat reporters have kind of lacked in regards to compared to a lot of the other teams breaking stories, giving us information and whatnot. But then when you got people at the highest level, Diana Rossini, she's making $800,000 a year. She's doing X, Y, Z to get out of tickets, to make up stories. That's where, to me, it gets a little bit more into the integrity part. And I don't know, man. It just doesn't look good. We'll just keep it like that. It doesn't look good.
Mitch, quick hypothetical.
Yeah.
You're a police officer. You just pulled over Diana Rossini, and she's like, I can get you on FaceTime with Josh McDaniels. She's free to go, right?
I mean, honestly, I'd love to talk to Josh McDaniels. I'll tell you that right now. I would love to talk to Josh McDaniels. I have a few things that I'd love to say to him.
I thought you were going to say that you would probably arrest Diana Rossini. If she tried to get me to talk to Josh McDaniels.
I'm telling you this. If you see a video of me in a cop uniform with Diana Rossini, delete your history because it's not me. If you see me in a cop outfit, delete that video. It's not real. Maybe. Handcuffs, maybe.
Handcuffs.
Suave, shout out to you, man. So coming up here on the Raiders Report, we are going to get into some of these Justin Jefferson trade rumors. And again, there is no actual reports. There are no actual rumors. But to me, I do this show for Raider Nation. And I've had so many people ask me about Justin Jefferson. So I told it myself today. Excuse my language. Fuck it. We're just going to talk about it. It's in the middle of June. Now, if y'all want to get in the duck race today, our 50-50 raffle, it's a $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. You can scan that QR code right there. You can also add me as a friend if you're trying to get in. If you're like, Mitch, I got no idea what you're talking about on the show. Essentially, what this duck race is it's something that we're going to do at the show. The reason why we call it a duck race is because we used to literally race ducks. So if you can remember during COVID, if you were a big marble race fan, you're going to absolutely love this. But it's just simply a 50-50 raffle. And right now I see Sherlock is in. Philip Bogert is in. And if you don't know, the more people that get in, the bigger the pot can get. Daniel Nichols also in. Let's get some more people in that bad boy. I promise you this right now. You're going to have a good time. Rebel, 49ers should sign LeBron. You want to go to the social now?
We
Let's
can.
do it. So, Rebel, I mean, I'm not going to lie to all y'all. Again, I'm not a big basketball fan. No, that's not true. I like basketball. I really, really, truly do. But I actually do end up rooting for players more than I do teams. Now, I was rooting for the Knicks because of Marsh, and we have a Knicks channel here. If you didn't see the breaking news that happened from Shams, LeBron James will continue his NBA career for the 2026-2027 and has informed the Los Angeles Lakers that the franchise can move on without him because he will play elsewhere. I know, Rebel, that you're a big Laker fan, and I know a lot of people that watch this show are Lakers fans. If you want to let me know who your favorite NBA team is, please do so. But also, I got to ask, where's LeBron James going to play next? And, Lopez is a Laker fan. He's a hoop head. And, again, to me, based on what I've heard here at the office, Warriors is where I'm hearing he's going to go.
Warriors is
I would love for him to go back to the Cavs, though.
I think the funnest one might be back to the Heat.
Back to the Heat.
You just got Giannis. You got Bam.
Where do y'all think LeBron's going? Let me know down below. Where's he going? Spurs all day, dude. I
don't think he's going to the Spurs.
So the Warriors, you're saying, are heavy favorites. I saw LeBron today. He put out a podcast that had something about him and Steph on it together.
Yeah, I think ever since the Olympics, they've wanted to team up. So also him and Draymond Green have been very close in their careers. Well documented. Draymond just opted out of his player option, too.
Steven, I'm going to guess you're not a LeBron fan. See, I like LeBron. I've always been a big LeBron James supporter. I'm not going to lie to you.
I was not a big LeBron guy until he joined the Lakers.
See, I just think, LeBron has done so many great things also off the court. And in today's day and age of athletes, and, again, you're going to have good people, you're going to have bad people, but I think, LeBron James, to my knowledge, has been outstanding human being.
Yeah, he stays out of the controversy, which is
I guess paid for thousands of kids to go to school. I'll just say right now, I have never understood the LeBron hate. I do not get it. I will not get it.
I know some people have bashed him for getting into politics. I'm not going to get on that one. I don't care what any side believes. Someone's politics isn't going to make me a fan or not a fan of them. It's not that deep for me. Yeah, if that makes sense.
I would say 99.9% you're probably right on that, right? Maxx Crosby is a Trump supporter. I still am a Maxx Crosby fan because he's a member of the Las Vegas Raiders, and as long as Maxx Crosby helps us win football games, that's going to be my number one priority. Now, if other players get into some other shenanigans and whatnot, then yeah, I think that could change. But Let me know down below, where's LeBron going to play? I saw somebody say the Utah Jazz, but that ain't going to happen.
We were joking on the other side.
I got a better chance playing in Utah.
We were joking on the other side of the office earlier. Remember when LeBron was nobody wants to play in Memphis? Imagine it was all a big hoax. He's going to Memphis.
I mean, didn't the Grizz just traded away Ja?
Dude,
they're free. They're making.
They got all that cap space. I saw something where if he's willing to take a pay cut, the Pelicans can give him $12 million.
$12 million. That's
LeBron, if you're out there, go to New Orleans. I hear it's a great time.
I mean, dude, New Orleans is probably one of the number one cities I've never been to that I do really, truly want to try to get out to. But I see some Pacers down there. I see Warriors from Michael. Based on what I'm hearing here at Chat Sports, I'm hearing Warriors seems to be the betting favorite. So we are talking Justin Jefferson, Maxx Crosby trade rumors today here on the Raiders Report. And I got a few more Super Chats to get to. And then I'd like to try to get into that first show here around Jefferson. What's going on, Steve? Hey, Mitch Nation, I think we need to stop bringing up 98 trade rumors because he's had a bad taste with Baltimore. He's staying here. Honestly, Steve, can you save the Can you save this Super Chat? And if I put it in the script, can you use it for me?
Yeah, just put in script like Steve Gallagher, Super or something.
See, Steve, here's the thing. You and I are on the exact same wavelength. We are in the, I think on the exact same, and I mean the exact same wavelength. All right, so we're going to do social, and I'm going to do Steve Gallagher.
Vic, Sacramento, I got great news for you. I don't think you're going to have to worry about LeBron going to the Kings.
Yeah, bro.
I know you said you don't want him. I don't think you'll have to worry about it.
I mean, so I literally start one of these shows today, Steve, and spoiler alert for all y'all watching. I literally start this one show, and I'm going to go, I am so sick and tired of the Maxx Crosby trade rumors. Like the video if you agree. Because I agree with you, Steve. And I said this actually 2 weeks ago on this show, and I think people got to understand, I am never, ever, ever afraid to talk about rumors. I talk about rumors all the time. I made a career talking on rumors. But there's a difference between talking on real rumors and then just rumors that are just made up, right? And I know that there has been certain Raiders beat writers, there's been certain Raiders beat reporters that I think just keep on bringing up the Maxx Crosby stuff, not because there's anything new, but it's because they feel like, oh, this is gaining a lot of traction for me to talk about. I'm going to talk about it. And again, I get the whole idea of making content, but I would say this. If I'm not talking about Maxx Crosby trade rumors, there's a reason why I'm not talking about them. Now, today, I'm talking about them, but that's really because there's been I'll call it a little bit of an update based on what Vincent Bonsignore has heard, but Crosby's not going to go anywhere this offseason. He's not. He's not going to go anywhere this offseason. He's not going to go anywhere until the trade deadline, but the Raiders would have to be horrific in order for that to happen. So, now, if a team offers the Raiders a gigantic deal, well, then sure. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. But, Steve, you and I are on the same page, man. I want you to know that. Oh, wow. When did that happen?
A couple minutes ago.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's a big one. You want to go to it? Hasn't loaded in yet?
First. I'm just going in order.
Gotcha. All right, let's go to LeBron James. You just lost all your LA privileges. Boom. Out of here.
Boom.
Boom. Roasted. See, I feel like, I don't know, and I know, some Lakers fans, how would you grade LeBron's, I feel like LeBron, he won a title, and I get it's a bubble title, so people, roll their eyes on it a little bit, but.
Are you one of those guys?
What?
That think, the bubble title was easier?
No, I'm saying, I feel like fans aren't fair to LeBron, Lakers fans, because I'm he did win a title, but it's he was in a bubble. And, the Lakers weren't really all that relative before he got there.
They had Lonzo before that.
They were bad before he got
they were
there.
bad. They were bad. They were picking high. They were coming off Brandon Ingram, number 2 overall, Lonzo Ball, number 2 overall. And then LeBron joined them. They weren't that good. They missed the playoffs in his first year. Then they trade Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and some picks to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. And then, boom, win the championship. Probably would have went back-to-back if Solomon Hill didn't dive on LeBron's leg in 2021, messed up his ankle the rest of that year because they were looking good that year.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Steve, shout out to you. But to me, I don't know. I think Lakers fans should appreciate what LeBron potentially did. Again, if you want more, you want more, but you still want a championship and shit. I would do some weird shit for just a playoff win. Craig Nelson! Bang! What up, Craig? Prayers to CJ2K. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, can I get some CJ2Ks down below, some prayer emojis? If you guys didn't see the interview with him on Good Morning America yesterday with Michael Strahan. I really encourage you to do so. Every Monday I try to make a video and I try to talk about the biggest sports topics over the weekend, Raiders topics. And yesterday, right before I was getting ready to make the video, I watched the Chris Johnson interview with Michael Strahan. And, I saw a video like a year ago, and he's able to talk, he's able to walk, he's able to move around. It's crazy. It's just, he's 39 years old. His family had no history or knowledge, there's nobody in his family that have had ALS before. And, for me personally, it just kind of hit me really, really at home. I said this actually on the video yesterday, but one of the very first actual videos I've ever put on YouTube, and here's the thing. This video is actually still on YouTube. I will never tell you guys what the video is because I want to say I'm in like 8th grade, but I used to make videos for my friend and I's fantasy football league. And I made a video with Chris Johnson, and literally in the video, I remember walking up to my bedroom, turning on the Xbox, and I got highlights of Chris Johnson running around. When I worked at the New York Jets, I actually had the opportunity to meet Chris Johnson that year because it was the year that him and Michael Vick were on the Jets. And he was just this, unbelievable athlete, larger-than-life type of guy, could run just unbelievable speeds. And now, he can't even speak. He's reading with his eyes, essentially. But it also hit home for me. And again, I don't know if y'all work like this, if your families work like this, but I come from a very small town. I come from a very big family. My mom, she's the youngest of 9. My dad's the oldest of 6. And essentially, if you're older than me, you're probably an aunt or an uncle. If you're my age, you're probably my cousin. And that's just the way that we've just have always done it. I had a family member on my mom's side a few years ago pass away from ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and it's the most ugly disease outside that Alzheimer's, because your mind is still sharp as a tack, but your body starts to shut down. And I think at the end of the day, there's nothing more valuable in life than time. And if you guys haven't seen that video, watch this Chris Johnson video on Good Morning America. And then I think it's just also, man, you got to wake up every single day, give 110% because you don't really know, right? Next year, you don't know what can happen. But Craig, I appreciate this one a lot. Guys, for the Madden Sim season, since I haven't been jonesing for a Raiders season to start since the year after the Tuck rule, finally, congrats for safely extracting yourself from that.
Oh, was it that Chat Sports basketball shirt?
Yep. I tried to get that thing off me.
Is it actually still on?
It's that was a tight thing to get off, Craig. I'm not gonna lie, because I also sweat a lot when I talk, so it was literally glued to me from the other day when we did that show. But the Madden season, the Raiders are right now first place in the AFC West, and we're trending in the right direction. Got another really, really big game coming up here soon. Craig, shout out to you, big dog. I'm still thinking about it. Preston, LeBron ran away from teams when things didn't work out. Jordan, Kobe stayed when things got heated. Also, a GOAT doesn't claim they're a GOAT. When you claim you're a GOAT, you disqualify yourself. I've heard Wayne Gretzky, I'm pretty sure, call himself the GOAT, and I would say he's definitely the GOAT. Again, man, to me, I also think that comparing the Jordan and Kobe eras to the LeBron eras where all these super teams are going around, it's different, right? It's different. But I hear you. I'm not going to get into the LeBron and Jordan debate. That's not really my cup of tea. I will say that I do think Jordan is the greatest, just based on the championships and based on what I've heard from some older generations. But I don't know. I think different eras. There's a lot of different eras that we're talking about there. Because I'll say this: I don't think Jordan and the Bulls beat some of those Warriors super teams. You could say whatever you want, but I don't think Jordan and the Bulls are beating KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond, and
the one.
But just different eras. But I hear you.
One thing
I like the passion though. This though is a wheel spin.
One thing I want to add to this though. Mm-hmm. Don't forget, Jordan went to go play baseball for 2 years. And then I'm the biggest Kobe guy you'll ever meet. He did request a trade at one point. They just didn't trade him.
I didn't know that. There you go.
He was almost a Bull. Almost got traded to the Mavs, too. Mark Cuban was about to trade Dirk for him in 2007, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just saying.
I got you.
Devil's advocate.
I got you. I'll just say this, y'all. If you want more Raiders talk, less basketball, you got to ask the questions. Preston, shout out to you for actually getting some questions in. Hashtag Raiders is another way to do it. Though, I did say $10 super chat, we would spin the wheel. So if you're trying to get in my fantasy football league, today at the very end of the program, we will be doing a raffle. Whoever it lands on, you get to join the fantasy league. I typically do them on Sleeper. I'll send you all the information later on, like once we get closer to the actual year, but I'll keep track of everybody that ends up getting in. So we got a $10 super chat, whatever this lands on. That's how many raffle tickets you will end up getting for at the end of Zip program.
Ooh, we got a fun little deal.
Wow, this could be interesting right off the jump. All right, so Preston, here's how we're going to do this. You're going to get 2 raffle tickets unless somebody bangs. If somebody bangs right now, Preston gets 20 tickets, and the person that bangs gets 20 tickets into our fantasy raffle. If no bangs happen, then 2 tickets are going to stay with Preston Rodriguez. To the 450 people that are here in the building right now, shout out to all of you. Gunny, what up, fam? What did I miss? You didn't really miss anything yet. We're about to talk about Justin Jefferson. We're about to talk about some of these Maxx Crosby trade rumors. And when I say trade rumors, I say trade rumors out there. But for those of you that do not know, my guy Gunny here, go to saveawarrior.org/donate and tell him Father Tom ended up sending you. So I know that we had some things in there about Justin Jefferson that we were going to hit before the segment. Let's do the segment, and then we can do the Jefferson stuff. If you guys are down with that. Though you have no idea what I'm talking about. So LeBron James fans. Roy Rader says LeBron James fans are annoying. See, I would say this. LeBron James fans, I don't know. I think I actually could compare LeBron James fans to Derek Carr fans. Now, and I know LeBron's done a lot more winning than DC, but there's just a loyalty. You either with it or you're not going to be with it. I'll say it like that. How about that? I don't know. Maybe that's not a great comparison.
I think it's more of a generational thing, if that makes sense. It's like people my age, we never really saw Jordan, so like we can really only live off of highlights and stats.
That's fair.
Like we see LeBron, the Kobes, the Currys, the Kevin Durant's. We've seen them with our own eyes at this point.
Timothy Bush, Richard Engel, you both are in this as well. Shout out to all of y'all. This duck race, $20 Venmo, where you'd go home with $50 at the end of the show. I've seen a few more super chats come in. We will get to them after the first segment. So the first thing that I want to be able to do here on the program, since we are talking trade rumors, is we got to talk about Justin Jefferson. Cobain, Grady, Maxx ain't going anywhere this season. I agree with you. I don't think Maxx is going to go anywhere this season. The only way Maxx goes anywhere this season is if the Raiders are truly, truly terrible at the NFL trade deadline. But I've kind of held off talking about Justin Jefferson, and I get it. This is the offseason. People are going to talk about certain things. But today, I'm doing a show for Raider Nation. I'm doing a show based on the number one topic that has been asked to me, and that's going to be Justin Jefferson. So my question that I have for all of you before we kind of get this show started is, let's go with, I like it, is Justin Jefferson the best wide receiver in the NFL? Give me a yes. Give me a no. If you say yes to this, I think the trades that you're going to see from our Vikings host, and again, like to me, I always talk trades. I always do these different ideas, and I can give you what I think a potential trade would look like from the Raiders standpoint, but I also love to be able to do the show that I'm about to do because I know the Raiders like I know the back of my hand, and I don't know the Vikings the way that I do the Raiders. So what I did today is I asked our Vikings host, hey, give me 3 trade ideas for Justin Jefferson. And when you guys see how much he's asking for, the only way that you even consider these trades, in my personal opinion, is if you think Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the National Football League. And I think that he's top 3. I can make an argument why he would be the best. I can make an argument maybe why he's not the best, but I'll just say this. He is without a doubt, and I mean without a doubt, top 3. And I don't really think that there's much of a debate there. So coming up here on the Raiders Report, LCA, I just saw what you did, so we will get to that one. It's just not loaded in yet, LCA. in just a moment. But 20 tickets to Lord Cameron Abbott and 20 tickets will also go to Preston Rodriguez. So shout out to Lord Cameron Abbott for pulling up here, Mount Raider Moore's very, very own. We will get into all the super chats that just came in. They're loading in. But I first want to get into this first segment on the show. And I'm telling you this right now, if you appreciate the content that we provide here on this YouTube channel, hit that like button. It costs you absolutely nothing. Hit that subscribe button. Costs you absolutely nothing. And if you want to make sure that you're staying up to date on all real rumors, fake rumors, and fun conversation around the nation, I promise you, we will do it every single Tuesday here on the Raiders Report. You ready to rock? Are y'all ready to rock? Let's talk here a little bit about Justin Jefferson. And I had a lot of fun cooking this video up, and I hope that all y'all out there have a good time watching it because I made this for all of you. Coming up here on the Raiders Report, we got some Justin Jefferson trade rumors that I need to be able to discuss here on the show presented by Prize Picks. I'm also going to be breaking down why a Raiders and Vikings trade for JJ could happen, and I'm also going to tell you why it's won't happen. Also, I always like to do different trade ideas, and I put them on this show all the time. And I feel like I know the silver and black like the back of my hand. I don't know the Vikings roster as well as I know the Raiders roster. So I asked our Vikings host here at Chat Sports, send me 3 different trade ideas for Justin Jefferson. And when you see how much they're looking, you might go, yeah, that's a little out of my price range. So I just want to be very, very clear. I am doing this show for all the real ones out there. By far, the number one question that I was asked this week at Mitchell Renz 365 was, would you trade for Justin Jefferson? Do you think the Raiders should go out and get JJ? Well, shout out to the Noti gang, and I want to know where my Noti gang is at because if it wasn't for you, I'm telling y'all, I wouldn't be doing this video. So let's talk about these Jefferson trade rumors and ultimately why we're here. So CBS Sports linked Jefferson to the Raiders in a recent article, and since CBS did that, I will say Raider fans have been talking about potentially making a move for Justin Jefferson. Now, the Vikings, based on all the reports that are out there, are not currently shopping JJ. They have no interest in moving him on. They want to keep him on this roster for the foreseeable future. Quite frankly, the way that I bet Vikings fans probably feel about the Justin Jefferson trade rumors are probably the same way that Raider fans feel about the Maxx Crosby trade rumors. It's the only reason why we're talking about this is because it's June flipping 30th and nobody has anything else to talk about. But this is what CBS Sports had to say based on the Raiders trading for Justin Jefferson. It's hard to project how the NFL landscape will look years down the road, but the Raiders make plenty of sense for a multitude of reasons. Quarterback Fernando Mendoza, the first overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, will need a true wide receiver one to complement all-pro tight end Brock Bowers, and Las Vegas has shown a willingness to trade for a superstar receiver at the back of their end of their 20s. The Raiders traded a first-round draft choice and a second-round draft choice to the Green Bay Packers in 2022 in exchange for a 29-year-old Davante Adams. They will make a similar effort to go all in on their offensive core Mendoza, Bowers, and 2025 sixth overall pick running back Ashton Jeanty. So let's just have a little bit of a fun game here, right? That's why we're here. That's why we're all here watching the middle of the Raiders Report in June, to have a conversation. And if a conversation around trading for Justin Jefferson gets you so upset, then don't watch the show, man. Let's just have a normal conversation. If you don't like to sit down with your buddies and talk Raiders football, I don't even know why the hell you're here. So the trade that the Raiders ended up doing, this actually ended up being Christian Watson and Quay Walker. But imagine this. Imagine, since we're talking about Davante Adams, my question to Raider Nation is this. If I could snap my fingers and if I could get you the exact same trade that Josh McDaniels, Dave Ziegler ended up getting for Davante Adams, would you do it? So I'm going to ask y'all a question. Before you see the trades that my Vikings guy ended up doing for y'all, how would you do this trade? Davante and Justin Jefferson, I just swapped the picks essentially. Who wins this deal? If you think it's the Las Vegas Raiders, I want you to type LV down below. If you think that the Minnesota Vikings are the team that ends up winning this trade, I want you to type MIN down below. You're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. While that ad is playing, please give me your answer, because my answer is this. The Las Vegas Raiders win that trade, and it's really not all that close. And the only reason why that I say it's not all that close is because when you see the value of what Vikings will actually want for Justin Jefferson, you're going to realize that a first and a second round pick is a steal. It's not a realistic price tag. It would be like if you saw a deal for a second round pick for Maxx Crosby. There would be a team out there going, man, that's a hell of a deal. Second round pick for Maxx Crosby. I'm not trying to say that JJ is more valuable to Max based on where the Raiders are at, but you have to consider the price tag. And if you think a first and a second round pick for Justin Jefferson is too much, here's the thing. You got no shot in hell to go out and get him. So coming up here on the Raiders Report, I'm going to show you Justin Jefferson trade ideas from our Vikings Now host, Patrick Siepman. And I promise you, what you just saw ain't even close. We're talking middle of Alabama housing prices to New York City prices. And I'm going to show you some hefty price tags coming up here for JJ. But before I get into that, since we're talking price tags, I can get you $50 instantly in lineups from our sponsor, Prize Picks. You just got to use code HMA and play that first $5 lineup out there. I know the World Cup is going on right now. For all y'all that are watching this live show, I'm going to show y'all that my wife is smarter than me. And if anybody's watching this show and you got a significant other, if your wife has ever said, I know more ball than you, well then, hey, you can show them this show. Because yesterday my wife was kind of ragdolling me because I went 0 for 3 in my Prize Picks picks. I picked the Netherlands to get the win over Morocco, though. Electric game. Germany to get a win by more than 1.5. Shout out to Paraguay for getting a dub there. The fact that U.S. beat Paraguay and Paraguay beat Germany, I can yell Auf Wiedersehen to all my Germany friends over there. And I know a few people that are Netherlands fans as well. But then Brazil, I had them to win by more than 1.5 goals. None of it happened. None of it happened. So my wife told me, let me make your Prize Picks lineup. So if you want to follow me on Prize Picks, I'm at MitchellRents365. And if you want to roll with what my wife did on Tuesday, she's a big Mexico fan. Big Mexico fan, so we went big on that one. France, we're trying to win $1, and then Norway already beat Ivory Coast. So she's already 1 for 1 on me right now. And I'm not going to lie, I hope that she goes 3 for 3. Team picks, if you did not know, are now available on Prize Picks. Pick winners, pick spreads, picks totals. That link will be available to all y'all down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. And if you're wondering, Mitch, why should I get started with Prize Picks? If you're a Raiders fan that thinks that the only reason why people are talking about Justin Jefferson is because people are bored and you just want to get the season going already, well, guess what? I want to get the Raiders season going already, and I play Prize Picks because I watch sports and helps me get to a little bit closer to some actual Raiders football. Pick more, pick less. It's that simple. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. So let's go through here, and we're going to show you 3 different Justin Jefferson trade ideas presented by Prize Picks. And again, these 3 trades are from our Vikings host, because oftentimes when I feel like I show you guys trades, you guys are always like, man, that's too much. Why would we do that? And a lot of times when I show trades, I do it based on what I think the cost is, not always what I want it to be for the Raiders. So what you're going to see here is what our Vikings host wants for Justin Jefferson. Let's go to the first trade that he sent me. 3 first-round picks for JJ. And a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans, they look at Jefferson as the best wide receiver in football. They look at him as 27 years old, without a doubt, the best wide receiver in football. Hell, I talked to one of my buddies who's a Vikings fan, and he flat out told me that he thinks that JJ could be the greatest receiver in Vikings history. Better than Randy Moss, better than Chris Carter. So, think about that price tag. Now looking at 3 first-round picks, you're thinking that first and second-round pick, that sounds like an absolute flippin' steal. So here's the first deal that Seeps ended up throwing my way. So my question to all of you out there would be, would you trade 3 first-round picks for Justin Jefferson? Yes or no? I'll tell you this right now. The Raiders should absolutely, positively not trade 3 first-round picks for anybody. I'm not going to lie to you. There is not a single player in the National Football League that I think the Raiders should trade 3 first-round picks for. Maybe if Josh Allen became available and Buffalo was going to do that, but Buffalo ain't going to make that trade, right? I think the bigger point here is we are not a wide receiver away from being a Super Bowl caliber team. If any team out there were to trade 3 first-round picks for Justin Jefferson, it's a team that thinks that they are in a Super Bowl win now type of mode. And for an organization that wants to rebuild, I love JJ. There's no way anybody here wouldn't love JJ in silver and black. But it's also like that doesn't fit the plan that the Raiders are doing. Let's go to the second trade idea here that my guy Sieps ended up cooking up for all of y'all. And this one's going to make y'all blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. Vikings receive Maxx Crosby, a 2027 first-round pick, and a 2027 third-round pick. Does that help you kind of realize the value of what they think Justin Jefferson is? And I'll also get this. I do think that my Vikings guy right now is holding a lot of truth and a lot of love to what JJ is and maybe underappreciating a little bit of what Mad Max is here in this deal. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, but I went and I asked all the chat sports guys here. And I mean, all the chat sports guys here told me without a doubt Justin Jefferson's value is better than Maxx Crosby's value. That everybody here would rather trade for JJ than trading for Maxx Crosby. Max is at a very important defensive end position. I'm not saying wide receiver is not an important position, but I also think if you were to ask most people around the NFL, would you rather a defensive end or a wide receiver? I personally would probably bet on the defensive end position. But who do y'all think wins this trade? And it's really going to be important for y'all to let me know down in the comments with the proper things that I'm asking for. So like this one, if you type Vegas or if you type Minnesota, I'll know that you're talking about that second trade idea. But again, like to me, I look at this deal and I go, this deal doesn't really make any sense for the Las Vegas Raiders. I want to be able to build for the future. Is JJ a phenomenal player? Yes. Yes, it is. But again, I'm just trying to get you guys an idea of what it's going to cost, because CBS saying that it's going to cost a first and a third-round pick for Justin Jefferson should scream to all of y'all, I don't know ball. Because if they think that it's going to cost a first and a third-round pick for Justin Jefferson, that's like me going, hey, I got $40,000. Can I get a Lamborghini? No, the answer to that is no. Let's go to the final trade here from our Vikings guy here, Patrick Siepman, on Justin Jefferson. And this was the one that I thought was extremely interesting because, again, he's throwing out all these different ideas at me. But apparently they need a tight end. So we move on from Michael Mayer. They get another tight end. We give up 2 first-round picks, and we give up a second-round pick in 2028. So I'm going to ask y'all, who wins this trade? Give me an LVR for Las Vegas Raiders. Or if you think it's the Minnesota Vikings, type in MNV. Is anybody that's watching this live show right now here on the Raiders Report, did anybody think that the Raiders won any of those trades right there? Personally, I don't think that we won any of those trades right now. And again, it's me not saying that I don't think JJ's a phenomenal player. I, of course, think JJ's a phenomenal player. But for where the Raiders are at right now at this moment, on June 30th, 2026, if this organization gives up any of those trades that I just showed you, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go, what is the actual plan? And because Clint Kubiak and John Spytek, Tom Brady, and this entire organization has seemed like to me that they just know what they want in terms of a plan, I just don't see them ever making a trade for Justin Jefferson. So coming up here on the show, I did also promise you that I'm at least going to explain to you why a trade could happen, because F it, let's do it. But I'm also just going to tell you why the Vikings aren't trading Justin Jefferson to the Las Vegas Raiders. Before I get into that, though, we got a really cool group here of people. I got the Noti Gang, and I put out a video on the morning of Tuesday, June 30th. And I want to give a special shout out to Papa Shoot, Lucas, Malachi, Muhammad, Raider Nav. Actually, Craig Nelson freaking banged earlier today on our live show. Shout out to Craig. But if you don't know what the Noti Gang is, these are people who are subscribed. These are people that have those notifications turned on. And when you click that notification all and that video drops, you take pride going down in the comments section. It helps me out, but it also helps me see who's in the comments. Because believe it or not, when I push the video, I see the comments. So if you want me to see that you're watching, join the Noti Gang to get a shout out here on the Raiders Report. So let's get into here why the Raiders could trade for Justin Jefferson. If the Raiders wanted a wide receiver one, and they had plenty of top 30 visits during the NFL draft, John Spytek, Clint Kubiak, they had eight top 30 visits with wide receivers. Also, maybe the Raiders are looking for a little bit more extra depth at that position and looking for an extra veteran body. I mean, I'm hopeful in Trey Tucker, Jalen Naylor, and Jack Besh, but that's the thing. This Raiders wide receiver room is filled with hope and question marks. You can't tell me otherwise. If you're telling me that we got proven guys, with all due respect, I'm going to roll my eyes at you a little bit. But if you're looking for some of that extra depth, and if you want a veteran leader, The only wide receiver on this roster over the age of 28 years old is Phillip Dorsett. Jefferson's only 27, but I think it just shows you that how young and unexperienced this Raiders receiver room truly is. Let's go to the next thing here. You get your number 1 overall pick, Fernando Mendoza, his future wide receiver 1. If you're sick and tired of hearing these rumors about, I don't know, Stephon Diggs, Brandon Ayuk, which that one was a joke I heard the other day from Schefter, Stephon, Debo, Keenan Allen, whoever. Like, if you want to go get Fernando Mendoza, a true number 1 wide receiver, I mean, Justin Jefferson is a perfect fit for any single quarterback under the sun. And if you don't believe me, look at how bad the quarterback play was last season in Minnesota, and he still had over 1,000 receiving yards. He still was one of the better receivers in the league. Another reason why you could do it, Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty, and Fernando are all on rookie contracts. Now, what's kind of interesting here is I'm talking this based on us making the trade right now. Trade ain't going to happen now. If technically you make this trade, I think it happens in 2027, but then Brock's going to end up getting his brand new contract next year. If you don't know how much Brock's going to make, I did put out a video earlier this week, or technically last week, about Brock Bowers resetting the tight end market. That video I can put for you guys down in the comments, down in the description of the show. Let's keep it moving here of why the Raiders could trade for Justin Jefferson. He does have 2 years of overlap with Raiders head coach Clint Kubiak in Minnesota in 2020 and in 2021. In those 2 seasons, so this is his rookie year where he played 16 games, and then his sophomore year where he played in 17 games. He had 125 targets, which got upgraded to 167. The receptions jumped. The yards jumped. The touchdowns jumped. The first downs jumped. What's also really important about this period of time with Clint Kubiak is in 2020, Kubiak's the quarterback coach. 2021, he's the offensive coordinator. So that tells me Clint Kubiak got that new job to be the OC, his first opportunity being an OC, and he said, I got to get the ball in Justin Jefferson's hands a lot more than I did as a rookie. Let's go to the next reason here. 4 years of overlap with Kirk Cousins. There's been a lot of conversation around Fernando Mendoza this offseason, and for damn good reason. But the guy that's going to be starting games for this season is going to be Kirk Cousins. And in the 4 years of overlap that Cousins had with Justin Jefferson in Minnesota, this is from 2020 to 2023. The picture there is just Falcons because that's the most recent picture we have. But this is from Minnesota. And as you can see, he was really freaking productive. And in 2020, 2021, 2022, those are all really solid years. Some of the best years that Kirk Cousins has had. And then that 2023 season, he had the injury, which then ultimately forced him to go to Atlanta. But then, what about JJ? Justin Jefferson with Kirk Cousins. I mean, look at the year that he had in 2022. Does nobody else remember that season? 1,800 yards, 8 touchdowns, 128 catches. Justin Jefferson turned into the greatest wide receiver in the NFL because of his first few years in the league with Clint Kubiak, with Kirk Cousins, and then also with Raiders offensive coordinator Andrew Janocko. And the very first year, so you got to think about this, when the Vikings drafted Justin Jefferson in round 1, our offensive coordinator right now was the wide receiver coach in Minnesota in 2020. And then obviously when Clint took over to be the OC in 2021, then Janocko slid in to now become the quarterback coach. I guess I am a big guy that loves connections. You guys know that I'm never afraid to talk about connections on this show. And you got to admit, when your head coach, your offensive coordinator, and your quarterback all has multiple years of overlap, and during those years there was a lot of success for that player and our QB, you got to admit, there is an interesting connection there. And I will say that the Justin Jefferson trade rumors are fun to at least talk about, because could you even imagine? Look at this. Raiders wide receiver depth chart with Jefferson. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Now, Jalen Naylor gets to rejoin one of his buddies. A lot of purple up on screen. But to me, it would be the potential. The potential of this offense is just wow. And it's young, too. You got a 22-year-old Fernando Mendoza, 22-year-old Ashton Genty, 27-year-old Justin Jefferson, and then a 23-year-old Brock Bowers. I mean, this Raiders offense would be one of the best offenses in the entire league. And if Mendoza, then that's the other part of it. You got to think about investment, right? The Raiders invested in Clint Kubiak. One of the ways they invested in Clint Kubiak was going out and getting Tyler Linderbaum. Tyler Linderbaum was an investment in Ashton Genty. It was an investment in Brock Bowers. You know what's also a really good investment in your young quarterback? A guy like Justin Jefferson. But here's why the Vikings won't be trading JJ. The Vikings have said that they do not want to trade him, first off and foremost. Jefferson also, I think, has a chance to be the greatest wide receiver in Vikings history, and that organization knows that, and it's saying a lot considering the fact that both Randy Moss and Chris Carter have been a part of that organization. And for Vikings fans out there, they love Jefferson. Like, the way that I think Raider fans feel about Maxx, and you're just like, when you think Maxx, you're like, that guy's a Raider. I think that's how Vikings fans feel about Justin Jefferson. Also, our Vikings now host Patrick Siepman doesn't see it happening this season. And, you know, I always say here at Chat Sports, the reason why I think Chat Sports is one of the fastest growing sports media companies on planet Earth right now is because we find hosts that get to know their team like the back of their hand. With all due respect, there's a lot of people that cover the Raiders on planet Earth. I don't think anybody knows this Raiders team from top to bottom and has covered this Raiders team from top to bottom better than me and my Raiders Reports guys here. I'll also say I don't think anybody has covered the Minnesota Vikings closer than Patrick Siepman has over the past probably 4 years since he's been here at the company. So when he hits me with something like this, you're damn right I'm going to listen to it. He told me 0% chance before or during the season, if they are bad again, then next summer it could happen, based on the Vikings trading away Justin Jefferson. So here's another trade rumor that, I get it, people are talking about it. But the only reason why I think people are talking about Justin Jefferson trade rumors is the same reason why people are talking about Maxx Crosby trade rumors. It's the middle of June, and people are looking for something to talk about. So in conclusion, on our show today, the Raiders will not be trading for Justin Jefferson because the Vikings aren't looking to move on from him. Though the connections to Clint Kubiak, Andrew Janocko, and Kirk Cousins are all interesting. 2 years with Kubiak, 4 years with Cousins, 2 years with Janocko. A lot of ties there with Jefferson, so I do think because this is the offseason, yeah, these trade rumors are fun to talk about. However, with our current state, we are not a wide receiver away from winning a Super Bowl, and even though Jefferson is, in my personal opinion, a top 2 wide receiver in the National Football League, giving away multiple first-round picks doesn't make any sense for the current plan of the Raiders, and you got to be able to give this regime a lot of credit. They have a plan. There's no way that Justin Jefferson trade is involved in those plans. Lord Cameron Abbott. Bang! LCA always comes here to bang. 20 tickets for both. 2 in the top 5 wide receivers of all time. Doesn't have to be a Raider. I want to pick your mind. LCA, how about this? How about, I actually already have something kind of similar to what you won right here for the tuna top 5. I actually have top 5 wide receivers in the NFL right now. So since we were talking about Justin Jefferson on the show today, I want to ask all of y'all right now, who's the best wide receiver in the National Football League? Let me know down below. And for those of you that don't know, LCA, he just got himself 20 raffle tickets. Though, Cam, you're already in the fantasy league, but I can still give you 20. We'll give 20 to Preston Rodriguez, though. Are you keeping track, or do you need me to? Okay. I got it. I got it. So here's what we're going to do, Cam. I am going to run through, since we just got done talking about Justin Jefferson and some of these rumors for the Raiders. What I want to be able to go through here is I'm just going to go through my top 5 wide receivers in the National Football League. And again, I'm just curious, who do y'all think are the best receivers in the NFL? Let me know down below, because here's my top 5. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to go with Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. And this one was kind of a little bit of a toss-up for me because I could have gone multitude of different ways, but I'll be clear, I put him in over somebody along the lines of CeeDee Lamb, and I think it's because of the production that St. Brown has been able to do from a catching standpoint, from a touchdown standpoint, first down standpoint, but it's also the competitive nature that he brings on and off the field. He's a willing blocker. I think he's a really good fit in that Detroit Lions offense from top to bottom. Let's go to number 4 here. I'm going to go with Puka Nacua, and it's kind of tough because I'm such a big believer and Sean McVay. And I wonder, Matt Stafford, McVay, having Devontae Adams on the opposite side, is that the reason why Puka had the year that he did this past season? Over 1,700 yards, 10 touchdowns. But I am also a believer that when guys are just this great, you kind of see it early. And Puka, you could see it a little bit earlier on. He is a little bit of a off-the-field head case, I'm not going to lie. But still, you can't deny that he's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Let's go to number 3 here. I'm going to go with JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba. I know the season that he had last season, winning Offensive Player of the Year with 119 grabs, almost 1,800 yards, 10 touchdowns, Super Bowl champ. But I want to see what this offense looks like without Clint Kubiak. I want to see how Sam Darnold gets JSN involved. I want to see how Seattle gets Smith-Njigba involved overall in this offense. But I think he's one of the more special receivers in this league. And not many people are probably going to debate my top 2. But I'm going to put Justin Jefferson here at number 2. And this one was really hard for me. I split hairs. Quite frankly, I think Justin Jefferson and the guy it's at number 1, you probably know who it's going to be, are the top 2 receivers. But it's because of the consistency. And last season was the worst year that Jefferson had. 84 catches, 1,000 yards, 2 touchdowns. But do you remember how bad the quarterback play was? And I think for a lot of Raider fans out there, we have seen bad quarterback play. That's still a hell of a season for number 18. But to me, the number 1 receiver in the National Football League, 1A to Jefferson's 1B. I'm going to go with Jamar Chase from the Cincinnati Bengals. And kind of like what I was saying about JJ, he's just super consistent. He's a touchdown machine. He's got an unbelievable chemistry with Joe Burrow. And despite some of the injury-riddled seasons that Burrow has had, when Chase and Burrow have been together, they've been unbelievable. Now, that defense hasn't been good. They've been putting up some crazy fantasy numbers probably because of it. And I do think that if you were to give Justin Jefferson a quarterback like Joe Burrow, then hell, man, maybe I'm saying JJ's without a doubt the number 1 guy. But to me, I can confidently look at any single NFL fan, and I will say Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are the 2 best wide receivers in the National Football League, and that's where it really starts to begin for me. So is JJ the best receiver in the NFL? Give me a yes. Give me a no. Please let me know down below. Super chat coming in here from Who's Jaggy. Wow, that would be pretty crazy, man. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not going to happen. Though, I have been told by a source that the Raiders were a team that were looking to trade for J.J. McCarthy, but they started sniffing around J.J. probably like back in... I did a video on J.J. McCarthy based on some rumors that I heard. I want to say so when J.J. got drafted, I did a video on it in like 2024 in December. And then when the Raiders made their trade for Kenny Pickett, the Raiders were also sniffing around at that time for J.J. McCarthy. That's been reported. It's been reported by multiple Minnesota Vikings beat reporters. And obviously I know like Tom Brady has his connection with McCarthy, but I don't think with the Raiders' current situation with Mendoza and what have you that there would be a trade that goes down. Maybe next year, though. Like if Kyler Murray's really, really flipping good and they want to move on from McCarthy, Aiden O'Connell's a free agent, Kirk Cousins maybe doesn't come back, McCarthy could be an interesting backup for somebody like Mendoza for extra competition. Though, it might not be what I would do, and I only say that because if you've seen some of the quotes with how McCarthy is handling the current quarterback battle with Kyler Murray, to me, I like the quarterback battle in Las Vegas because I feel like they're working together. Minnesota, I don't think that they're working together. Richard Black wants a wheel spin. Mitch, so sick of hearing these morons talk on Maxx being traded. It's glad to be back. Richard, well, you're about to hear me, this moron, talk a little bit more about Maxx Crosby trade rumors, but I actually think that I am in agreement with you. Like, my point of view is going to be if the only reason why we're talking about it is because we are choosing to talk about it. Like, and I know Hondo's going to say what Hondo wants. Vinny's going to report certain things. And if these guys want to say those, I mean, they're more than, like, they're allowed. Like, I don't think anything that those guys have said is untruthful. But I also think it's taking the information that they're giving and not running wild with it, right? Like, and a lot of times that's kind of the problem with social media. People see what they say and they kind of end up running wild with the stories. Took family on a vacay last week, so watched all the recordeds. Glad to see you live. You're legendary. Love the nation. Richard, I hope you had a great vacation. I personally have a 4-day weekend coming up here, which I couldn't even tell you last time I had 4 days in a row off. That's not true. I was just at a wedding like a few weeks ago. So I guess maybe I should. That wedding was what? It was about a month ago. Richard. But thank you, man, for tuning in still. We're going to get a wheel spin for you, Rich. If you don't know, for anybody out there, if you guys send in a $10 super chat, you have a chance to win some extra raffle tickets here to get in our fantasy football league, which we will do at the end of the program. Can I get a wheel spin? Good, sir. So, Richard, if this lands on 4, you get 4 raffle tickets, just like that. Bada bing, bada boom. Richard Black, good luck to you, man. Who knows? You might get a dub. Richard, cheers to you. Isaac Hernandez! I don't know if somebody's throwing this one up. I think he's throwing this one down. We're going to just do it, throwing it down. Bang! Sorry, been sick for the past week. Let's effing go, Raider Nation. Well, Isaac, I don't know if you know this or not, but today's the final day of our bang competition, and I'm just going to say it like this. You're 5 bangs down from Fluhy. Obviously, you're at number 2. We'll count this one with the alley-oop. We'll give you now that 15. We'll even it out here. I'm just going to say it like this. Whoever ends up being the bang MVP at the end of the month of June, you get in the Fantasy Football League. I don't know if I've seen Fluhy here yet today, but Isaac, I know you've done a lot of hard work this entire month, and I'm just going to let you know. But I think you already knew the deal. Shout out to Isaac Hernandez, one of the realists here in the building. Richard Black, I see you getting in the duck race. Shout out to Richard Black. I got you. If you guys don't know, it's a $20 Venmo at Mitchell Rents 365. Right now, you have a shot to win $70 on the program. What up, Hong? Who's more likely to get traded? Crosby or JPJ, and what are the chances? Honestly, I think it's Jackson Powers Johnson this offseason because, to me, Max isn't going to go anywhere. Like, the Raiders have no interest in trading him. No team's going to give up 2 first-round picks for him. That's what the Raiders would want, based on what I understand. But, that hasn't changed. The Raiders' price tag on Maxx Crosby has not changed. And until it changes, I don't know why we're really talking about it, right? Teams could pick up the phone and call. It's like teams could pick up the phone and try to go on a date with my wife. She's not available, right? The Raiders have made it pretty clear that Max is not available in a trade. But unless somebody goes above and beyond what that asking price is, then sure, anybody can be dealt. But I would say, again, when you say, getting traded, are you, to me, I read this as right now. Maxx Crosby getting traded right now at this moment, let's say 1% chance, just in case a team does offer you 2 first-round picks. For JPJ getting traded at this moment right now, I don't know, I'd probably say 10. I think there's 10 times a greater chance that JPJ getting traded than Maxx Crosby right now. Neither are high, though. Sherlock! 101, get better. Throwing it up there! It's up. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. Sherlock! I'll tell you this. Sherlock and Isaac right now could really help each other piggyback all the way up to this bang. They can climb it together. Oh, man, this is my brother from another. Cass Joey, what's going on, my brother? I don't think Max gets traded this year, but I'd put money on him being gone next. Jefferson, yes, I would. Bowers, Genty, Jefferson, as long as quarterback play holds up, that will be a great offense. There's no doubt it'll be a great offense. It's just, are you willing to give up, Cass Joey, 3 first-round picks for Justin Jefferson? That, to me, is just out of the question. And I don't even know, 3 first-round picks might be a lot. Based on some of the conversations I had out there with some of those guys, it was, without a doubt, 2 first-round picks. So your first-round pick in 2027, your first-round pick in 2028, and then maybe a second-round pick in 2029. For the Raiders' rebuild plan, I don't really know if that's the best option for this team because, again, I don't think that we're just a wide receiver away. But, it would be a fun offense. There's no doubt about it. In terms of Max getting traded next year, if the Raiders are bad, yes, there's a chance. But if the Raiders are good, I don't see him getting dealt. Because, again, the bigger part of Maxx getting traded this past offseason, Maxx wanted out. Like, Maxx wanted out that's the bigger reason of why Maxx was traded. Maxx wanted out. Him and his team were working behind closed doors to get that deal done. And they obviously ended up getting that deal done. But now, Maxx doesn't want to be traded. So, like, somebody now would have to give you a bigger offer than what. Like, to me, I think, honestly, if a team out there offers you 2 first-round picks, I could see the Raiders doing the trade. But you also got to think to yourself that the value of what the 2027 draft is. It's a lot higher than the value of a 2026 first-round pick. Sherlock, what's going on, dude? If you want to see Sherlock have a second chance, give a hell yeah. Oh, Sherlock, don't ever change, bro. Sherlock, I mean, I'm telling you this. I said it before. You're more than welcome to come back. I just think maybe, the Red Bull vodkas before, maybe not a good idea. Maybe hold off on the Red Bull vodkas a little bit there, Sherlock.
Don't pregame as hard. You got a slight pregame.
I mean, I'll tell you this right now. Before we started our Friday happy hour show, I walk in here, and it's Lopez and Sherlock doing a beer bong.
Well, I thought that was the pregame. I thought that was the pregame.
No, that was just the hydration break.
My bad.
That was the hydration break. All right, let's get a wheel spin in here for my guy, Sherlock. What's going on, Sherlock? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Bro.
4 raffle tickets. Sherlock, I got you. Dude, Sherlock, if you end up getting a win today, that's going to be pretty wild. That's going to be pretty flipping wild. And then I got to get Richard Blacks in there. Gotcha. Rebel Montana. What up, dude? Trading Justin Jefferson is like the Mets giving up that easy home run. What does that mean? The Mets give up an easy home run?
Probably. At some point.
I mean,
a lot of easy home runs, I think.
Probably is the answer. The Mets are catching strays. Dude, the Mets are a shit show right now, bro. The Mets are an absolute shit show. It's driving me nuts. Now, man, next up here on the Raiders Report, I am looking down right now. I see 3 super chats that I have to get to, and then we're going to get into a segment around Maxx Crosby and some trade rumors around him. Rumors.
Those are loading in, but I thought
they're
this was
still
a fun
loading?
hashtag Raiders.
Trade for George Pickens. I have absolutely positively no interest in George Pickens. I actually think I said earlier this past offseason the worst move that the Las Vegas Raiders could possibly make is trading for George Pickens. And I said that because I know a lot of fans, including myself, are like, we need wide receiver help. George Pickens got franchise tagged. There's a reason why players that are as talented as George Pickens aren't getting long-term deals. Teams aren't interested in him. He got dealt from the Steelers to the Dallas Cowboys for a reason. I don't need drama-filled guys. And to me, the Raiders trading for George Pickens looks and smells like Devontae Adams and Randy Moss all over again. And I don't give a fly and flip how talented you are. But to me, to be a wide receiver on Clint Kubiak's team with Zach Azzani, one, you got to be a willing blocker. Pickens gives up on blocking assignments all the time. And if I'm going to pay a guy number 1 money, what have you seen from George Pickens when he's been a number 1? I saw Pickens in a playoff game when CeeDee Lamb wasn't involved. He was the number 1 wide receiver, and in that game, he gave up multiple times. If he wasn't involved in the play, he gave up. So to me, I look at George Pickens, and I go, no doubt about it, talented guy. But if you're a guy that wants to give that dude a lot of money, that looks and smells like Brandon Ayuk, Antonio Brown. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Now, man, what's going on, dude? Mitch, glad you said Siep said no chance. I was about to lose respect for him. Sieps was going to be throwing a... Bro, this... I don't know what you mean, Nav.
Who's going to be throwing at Justin Jefferson? Throw this motherfucker right
I don't know who's going to be throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson in 2027. I really don't. Like, I don't think that any of us know. Because, again, Kyler Murray's on that 1-year prove-it deal at $1.3 million, and if he has a great year, he's going to want to get paid. And then maybe they, decide to do that. But in terms of who's going to be the Vikings quarterback next season, I have no idea. I think the Vikings are hoping that it's Justin Jefferson, or they're hoping that's J.J. McCarthy. That means he had a good year. We'll see, though. get the wheel spin in for Mount Raider Moore's very own Navman. Come on, Nav. Get down on it. I mean, dude, these are just another... Though I believe Navman made it to the championship last year. Right, Nav? What, you against Rebel in the championship last year? Rebel ended up getting the dub. I think that's what it was. Who's Jaggy? Sorry for all the troll, Mitch. Love the show. Love the Raiders. Thanks for all the go-to content. I mean, you don't got to say sorry to me. You know, like, with all due respect, you're sending in money to troll me. So, like, to anybody out there, if y'all want to send in money to troll me, go right ahead. You're not really going to upset me. To me, I know loyal watchers. I know you watch the show a lot. I recognize certain names here. So, at the end of the day, I say this all the time. If people aren't willing to bust my balls, you're probably not my actual friend. Because if we were actually hanging out in real life, I know this. If I'm not busting your balls and you're not busting mine, we're probably not actually friends. So, dude, believe me when I tell you this, you're watching this show in the middle of June, July. So from the bottom of my heart, bro, we're good. We're good. Keep bringing the trolls.
Or he's just the most dedicated hate watcher to ever exist. Watching Raiders.
There's a lot
Raiders streams in the offseason.
There's a lot of dedicated hate watchers. I know that. So if you're the best out of them all, dude.
I think that might be more impressive than being, the biggest supporter.
Dude, I don't know. There's some people that every video I put out, I can't do anything right. And I get it. But hey, thanks for watching the show. Rebel, nut check? Exactly. If you don't try to sack tap your buddy after not seeing him for a year, are you actually friends? 3 raffle tickets for Who's Jaggy? Who's Jaggy? I got you. I got you. All right, and then we got Sean Irish. What do you think is the biggest missing piece for the Raiders to become a consistent playoff team? Oh, boy. Honestly, an identity, and that might be a shitty answer. I mean, the obvious answer is probably a quarterback, right? Like, you're not going to win many football games when your quarterback play is terrible, but I think the Raiders for a long time have needed an identity, and, they bring in all these different head coaches, they bring in all these different pieces, and for a long time, they have struggled to find their identity, which is why I love that Clint Kubiak made guys earn that Raiders shield, right? Like, it's a privilege to play in the National Football League. It's a privilege to wear the silver and black. It's a privilege, and guys showing up and showing out the way that the Raiders did, wearing that Raiders shield needs to mean something again, and it can't be coaches grasping at, straws, trying to do their own thing. I think Clint Kubiak is going in there. They have a plan in place. The coaching staff in the front office seems to be very much aligned. Mark Davis seems to be out of the way, which I think is important. And truly, the Raiders for a long time have lacked an identity, and they've lacked some continuity. And I honestly think that for the first time in a long time, we got a front office that's doing smart things from top to bottom. And I think we finally have a quarterback to rock with as well. So that's what I'm going to go with. Sean Irish, let's get that wheel spin in there. After this wheel spin, we're going to do a little banging here on the program. And, uh-oh. All right, this is perfect. We're just going to do it.
It counts?
We're going to count it.
Hey.
We are going to count it. If somebody bangs on the show, I am going to give Sean Irish and that person who bangs 20 raffle tickets.
I don't know if anyone's going to bang. I don't have much confidence. I won't lie.
Hang on.
Is someone going to
Hang
bang?
on. Well, it looks like Sherlock and Sean, you're getting 20 tickets. Sherlock! Bang! I'll tell you this, Sherlock. You are easily in first place right now on today's show, in line to get a golden ticket. And if we're keeping track of the bang competition, Sherlock and Isaac are getting closer and closer to Fluhey. Fluhey's hanging on, though. Yeah, well,
Chugs thought he was back.
He's not back.
Sorry, Chugs.
Yeah, Sherlock wanted to race you in a boot, which maybe the good that it didn't happen.
Sherlock, I heard you had a crazy night, my guy.
I don't know if he remembers it, though. I'm going to be honest.
We're going to have to hope someone tells him the story.
He's basically last Friday was Hangover 4. We were looking for Sherlock. No, I'm just kidding. But
was the Sherlock?
Bro, we got after it. You got to admit, man, we got after it last Friday. There's no doubt about it.
A time was had.
It was
time was had.
It was wild. All right, y'all. Are you guys ready to talk here a little bit about Maxx Crosby? If the answer to that is yes, I hope that you also just understand that my job here is to talk about top trending topics, and if I see something, I'm going to discuss it. So one of the questions that I have for all of you here is Maxx Crosby a top 5 defensive end? Give me a yes. Give me a no. I kind of asked the similar question when I was discussing Justin Jefferson. So my question to all of you out there, this is getting out of hand. Yep, this is getting wild. Cam, the next guy that sends in a 10, Cam, I'll give you and that person 20 then. How about that?
We also have some movement in the bang race now.
The movement in the bang race is getting interesting.
It's spicy.
It's getting interesting. Is Maxx Crosby a top 5 defensive end? Yes or no? I see Ren's hot take says yes. Elijah's going to go with a no. Seth is going to go with a yes. Hell yes from Mike J. Lance says not until his knee is proven to hold out. I guess then I would ask, is Micah Parsons a top 5 defensive end then? Because that answer would be the same. How's the knee doing, bruh? I think the knee looks like he's on track. Richard Black says yes. Nabman says yes. Well, how about this? This is something that we used to do. We still do it from time to time. A good little Tuna's top 5. Here are my top 5 defensive end in the National Football League in the year 2026. Coming in here at number 5, I'm going to go with Micah Parsons. And I do actually think that the knee, the ACL, is something that you got to consider. And before the injury that he had last year, Green Bay was a completely different defense. 12.5 sacks, 12 sacks the year before that. There's no doubt about it. He can get after the QB. I'm just going to say it like this, though. From talking to Tom Downey, the host of our Cowboys show, people love what Micah Parsons does. But the reason why I don't have Micah Parsons in my top 4, it's because Micah, to me, doesn't make an impact in the ground game. He is outstanding at getting after the quarterback. But in terms of in the ground game, if the Green Bay Packers are losing and that other team is running the football just like in Dallas, he was not as good, I think, as what people actually thought he was. Plus that price tag. Let's go to number 4 here. I'm going to go with Aiden Hutchinson. Hutchinson had himself a really solid year last season, which is good considering the fact that he had a bad injury in 2024. But a season ago, 14 tackles for loss, 4 forced fumbles, 14.5 sacks, 54 tackles. I think he's also that tone setter. What he is for the Detroit Lions on defense is what Maxx Crosby is on defense for the Las Vegas Raiders. Coming in here at number 3, I am going to go with the Condor. I'm going to go with 98 Maxx Crosby. And the reason why Maxx Crosby is ahead of Micah Parsons, the reason why he is ahead of Aiden Hutchinson to me, it's because of everything that 98 has to do. The snap totals. Nobody plays more snaps than Max does. Nobody makes a bigger impact in the ground game than Maxx Crosby. In fact, the only player that's even close to Max from a defensive end standpoint in terms of the production that they have against the ground game, against the run game, his name is Myles Garrett. Outside of that, nobody's really all that close. I know we look at sacks a lot, but I think people that only look at sacks for a stat for defensive end, with all due respect, you can go take your box score, watch him somewhere else. Max, top 3 defensive end in the National Football League. Let's go to number 2 here. I'm going to go with Will Anderson Jr. from Houston. And, if you were to tell me who's the number 1 edge rusher would I want to build my team around right now, I think you almost got to say Anderson because of the age. Do I think he's the best? No, I do not. But a 12-sack year last season, there's tons of talent on that Houston defense. I absolutely get it. But he's getting ready to get into his 4th year, and this is somebody who has gotten better and better and better. And if Will Anderson gets better than what he was last season, man, oh man, that Texans defense is special. But coming in here at number 1, it's Myles Garrett, and I don't really think anybody's going to disagree with this statement. He's arguably the best player in all of football, coming off a season where he had 23 sacks last season, broke a record, 33 tackles for loss. I mean, again, I love Maxx Crosby. I think he's an outstanding player. But with all due respect, if anybody doesn't think that Myles Garrett is the best defensive end in football, if you don't think that Myles Garrett's the best defensive player in the league, if I were to do a NFL top 100 board, I would probably put Myles Garrett at number 1 because he is the best player at his position, and I don't think it's really all that close. Nah, throwing it down from Sherlock. Bang! Did I see a stray alley-oop out there? Yes, you did. Clearly, if not, somebody needs a top cover and slam it. Miss y'all. New house is full of Raider Nation. Brand new, just like the way Clint Kubiak and Spytek are rolling the team. Much love, y'all. Shout out to my guy, Mount Raider Moore's very own 93 Nabman, one of the realest in the building. But yeah, just finished off that stray alley-oop. And then Cam LCA! Bang! Mount Raider Moore is in full effect. Y'all are wildin' the F out. So you know what? Today's been such a fun show, and I appreciate all of y'all for having a lot of fun with us here. Here's going to be my deal. If you send in a $10 super chat, I'm going to give you 20 raffle tickets. If you send in a $10 super chat, I'm going to give you 20 raffle tickets. We're not even going to spin the wheel. No more wheel spins. We're rocking it. Shout out to LCA. Shout out to all y'all here in the building. 20 raffle tickets. We're just going to give them away if you send in a 10. So lots and lots of raffle tickets. Let's do 10. That's actually probably easier for me. We're going to do 10.
And Navman.
If you send in a 20, then I'll give you 20. How about that?
And Navman throwing down the alley-oop. Bumped up Sherlock in the June bang race. He's now in second.
I mean, this is going to be interesting.
Is it scary hours for Fluey?
I will get a little bit nervous for Fluey because, again, I don't know if he's here. He's been such a legend this entire month. Obviously, he's in the lead for a reason. But, again, if you don't know, whoever wins this race, you get in my fantasy football league. And today will be the final day. I'm going to say we probably got about 30 minutes left of this program. Yes, this is actually what it'll look like today. So, our June Bang MVP, you in. Our June raffle, you get in. And then June golden ticket, you in. And then after that, we got 9 more spots open. I'm going to do a 16-team league. Raider Ron's already in. Bayou's already in. LCA already in. This draft will probably be the Monday is when I typically do it. Monday, Labor Day, live draft.
I don't know, do y'all? I don't know how this goes.
I typically do just like I'll say this. If you guys wanted me to do this actual draft live, we probably could. I could probably screen share it.
Oh, it's definitely stupid easy. You would
We could probably do it. I might be down to do it. I might be down to do it.
Stupid.
Nav, if you want to call him, you can. It's all good. Can you go back to a question? I'm actually going to go take a quick pee, and then I will be right back, and we will get into this final segment on the Maxx Crosby trade rumors.
Is there any question that you got in specific, or just whatever I see? Whatever piques my interest.
Yeah, just I would say ask something about Max.
Got a super chat. So we're gonna hit that first.
Let's do it. All right, y'all. I will be right back. I'm sorry, I just got to go take a quick pee break. My guy Lopez is going to hold down the fort, and as soon as I get back, we are going to talk about this potential offer that, according to Vincent Bonsignor, thinks the 49ers would offer for Maxx Crosby. So it's kind of interesting, man. It's kind of interesting. I'm not going to lie to you. You got it?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, I'll be right at the back.
Okay, while we wait for that newest super chat to load in, we're just going to go over the deals for the day. So give me 1 second. We can pop those up. Deals of the day, you heard it. $5, you get in the fantasy raffle. $10 now gets you 10 tickets. We're done with wheel spins. All y'all are just popping off today. $10 gets you 10 raffle tickets. $20 Venmo, as always, at Mitchell Renz 365 to get into our 50-50 duck race. I do not know what that number is up to at the moment, but we can get that once Mitch comes back. $100 bang in the month of June. And like we've been showing you, the June bang race is heating up. Sherlock is on Fluey's tail. Then Isaac Hernandez. I know he was in here earlier. He was in second place, but then Sherlock snatched his chain. So maybe Isaac might come back, try and get back. We don't know yet. And then to finish out the deals, top 3 in XP, golden ticket like we've been doing. Rebel saying, Lopez, update me on the Lakers. I don't know what haven't we talked about. LeBron, he's gone. Lakers do have $52 million in cap space, or projected cap space, according to Bobby Marks. Saw that earlier. I do know that the Lakers plan on sitting down with restricted free agent and former Pistons center Jalen Duren, but there's been some rumors that he will do a sign and trade that will send him to Sacramento and possibly Domantas Sabonis from Sacramento to Detroit. Obviously, it'd be great if Rob Pelinka can figure that out because the Lakers do need a center, and Duren is coming off an all-star season. Obviously, didn't have the best playoff run with the Pistons as they got bounced in, what was it, second round or first round? First. Who did they play? They were the 1 seed, I think. They got bounced earlier than they should have in the playoffs. That's what we were getting at. So, and Duren did not have the greatest run, so hopefully Rob can get some decent value there. Also, Chris Haynes did say on NBA TV yesterday that the Lakers did have a player in mind that they were going to try and bring in if LeBron did leave. He did not name drop who it was, so it could get interesting for the Lakers. Like I said, projected $52 million in cap space. They got Austin Reeves back. They got Luka back. We now have to find guys to build around them. Obviously, we need some defense. We need some centers. Hoping Rob Pelinka is on the phones figuring that out right now. And Mitch is back.
I am back
Good
in the building. Back in the building. Jerry Kester, I saw you, sir, are getting in the duck race as well.
What's that number up to, by the way?
We are up to now $20 Venmo. You go home with $100 here on the program. What up, Craig? My wife and I will be married 15 years in 2027. Got trips planned to Disney and Italy. Need a third. How about Dallas for a Friday Madden and happy hour? The fact that you're even putting me in the same breath as Disney, Italy is very humbling, but bro, I'm down. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, if the wife's down, she's a keeper.
If it's in the off season and if I'm available, I'm totally down, Craig. Disneyland, Disney to me is a very special place. My grandparents, they had all things Disney in their house. Actually, my grandparents were one of the very first 100 people at Epcot to get their like faces engraved like on these like metal. They had like these like I don't even know like metal rocks in a sense. But my grandparents like they used to go to Disney all the time. Mickey, Minnie, it's a very very special place to me. But Italy, I've been dying to go to Italy. My grandmother, her maiden name was Di Jacinto, so I'm German, Italian, probably a little bit of a mix of a few different things. But you have a good time. Dude. I have been dying to go to Italy. Alex wants to go to Italy really bad, so I'm trying to save up also for a 2027 trip there. We'll see. I got a lot of other things that I got to save up for. Raider Born, what up, my guy? Mitch, how goes it? Raider Born, I'm going to get you 20 tickets. Honestly, dude, it's going. May have already said it, but when is the next Madden Sim? Our next Madden Sim this week is going to be on Thursday. So Thursday, Madden Sim is the only Madden Sim I'm doing this week. Tomorrow I will be live for the USA game. And then also on Thursday, we will do happy hour. So I'm actually off this Friday. I took the day off because Alex has off on that Friday. I'm actually also off on Monday, so I have a 4-day weekend. But I hear you, man. Blame me. I promise you this. I think that people are going to see today that I also am very sick and tired of the Crosby stuff. And I only say that because when you talk about the same thing over and over and over again, you just start to drive yourself nuts, especially like if there are no new real updates on it. And the only updates that are being created are, again, updates that people are creating on their own. Like, I don't think that there's any new information out there, but if people are talking about it, I also got to be able to talk about it. It's part of the gig here. I'm not a beat reporter. I am not an insider. I am somebody that's going to talk about the top trending topics. That's how this show's always been. It's how it's always going to be. But Raiderborn, it's going good, man. It's kind of wild that June's almost over. We got 3 flipping weeks until training camp gets going. I love the off season because for me, it's kind of a good time for us to try to like reset our minds a little bit. But at the same time, I just drive myself nuts because I want to see actual Raiders football going down. And can't wait, dude. Joe, happy birthday to you very early. All right, y'all, let's talk about Maxx Crosby here on the program. As soon as this segment is done, I will be doing a fantasy football raffle. So if you want to try to get in, now's your chance to try to get in. $10 super chat. I'm going to give you 10 raffle tickets. $20 super chat. I'm giving you 20 raffle tickets, and that's just going to be courtesy of Mount Raider More for getting everybody in a part of this show. If you do finish in the top 3 today, I will put you in for our golden ticket raffle, which, for example, there's like 300 people in our regular raffle. There's like 23 in our golden ticket raffle. So you have a better chance to get in that one. June is over, bro, from Ocho. Almost. So it's still June 30th, my guy. In my mind, as soon as this show ends, then June's basically over.
Yeah, after this, we're actually going light fireworks. We're moving on straight to July, right after this.
Fireworks?
Actually, yeah, there's going to be fireworks right outside the chat sports building, right when we get off.
Actually. So yesterday, when I went to take Chuck out for a walk, literally, somebody just started lighting fireworks at like 10 o'clock at night. I was like, man, they're trying to get after it. Just random fireworks near my building. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Dude, we have some development in the chat.
What?
Navman might have gotten in contact with Fluey as he goes, nobody here can outbid me for Fluey to win his MVP. I have been cleared for stupidity.
I don't even know what that means.
I have no idea, but I kind of want to know what it means.
I don't even know what that means. I have no idea. I do know this. Well, let's go through this one segment here on Max, and then I'm going to say something to all y'all. I mean, dude, it would be wild to do a shit show on a Tuesday. It would be wild to do a shit show on a Tuesday. I'll just say this. How can I explain this? The reason why we call Chugs is because before Jeremy was ever even hired here at Chat Sports, when he was in on his interview, he said that he could chug a beer. And I was like, all right, like that's kind of freaking wild. Bro ends up putting down a beer, chugs it. We call him Chugs. I'm not going to make him put down a beer or anything today, but we do actually have a potential Raiders Report producer in the building. If today gets into a shit show, I'll tell you this right now. If anybody passes Fluhy in this bang competition, I might get some beers out.
Sherlock, you have been...
I might get some beers out.
Sherlock, I'm not going to lie. You are number 2.
If Mount Raider More wants it to happen, maybe we could show the new guy how we put some beers down. We also have dinner after this, so I'm ready to grub.
It's going to taste so much better.
Oh, dude, sushi after beer is kind of weird. Like,
you're right.
Sushi after beer is not typically what I want.
You're right. We should do whiskey.
Smart. See, now you're thinking.
You're using the brain.
Now you're using your dipstick, Jimmy.
Got my degree. I still put it to use every now and then.
Using your dipstick, Jimmy. Also, this guy. Loud Cameron Abbott. Bang! Just curious. If you win, no. You don't get 2 teams. LCA. I would say
I don't know where he
Cam, for you, he's got 9.
Okay.
Cam's at 9 bangs this month.
That puts you 11 behind Fluhy if my LSU
So that
math
puts
is
you
kicking in.
9 bangs, so you're 11 behind Fluhy. So technically, Cam, if you were to come in first place, you would get to pick somebody to go in. So if you wanted to just like put somebody in, you could. That goes to anybody. If you're already in the league and you win, you get to pick somebody to go in your place. That's how I'll end up doing it. LCA got nothing. Not worried. I mean, Nav, but you can't bang for Fluhy, Nav. So that's why I'm like, I'm confused.
Navman actually just comes from nowhere, bangs 20 times, and is like, it's my spot.
Oh, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'll tell you, if this show gets off the rails, not too often on a Tuesday show am I down to get down, but I am going to go get some sushi after this. I'm probably going to have some beers tonight anyway because of the Mexico game, so.
Dude, are you going to El Chingon after this?
No. That place is out of control.
Why?
That place is out of control.
I think it's a nice establishment.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. It's a great place for a single guy to go. Hong you in. All right, y'all. Let's get into this final segment. Let's get into the final segment.
Last super chat.
Let's get into the final one here. LCA got nothing. I think y'all are just trash talking each other. I think y'all are just trash talking.
LCA, you gonna let him get away with that?
I mean, Raider Ron's in the building, so Christ, anything's possible.
Raider Ron puts him down.
Anything is possible when Raider Ron's in the building. All right, fam. We talked about Justin Jefferson to get this show started. I promised all y'all we would talk about Maxx Crosby as well. And if you're sick and tired of the Maxx Crosby trade rumors, type me down below. If you're sick and tired of the Maxx Crosby trade rumors, type me down below. Type me, type me, type me. I see a lot of me's. Thumper, Richard. Richard, you're actually going to be in this video. Thumper, Luda, Ezekiel, Joe. If you're sick and tired of the Maxx Crosby trade rumors, type me. Type me. Type me. Type me. Can I type me? You ready?
Yes.
All right, y'all. We are going to run through this show. We got some raffles to do. We got a duck race to do, and I will give you guys a shit show deal. I will give you guys a shit show Tuesday type of deal. But that's only because I want to show maybe new Raider Sport host, producer here how we get down. Though he's a watcher of the show here in the building. Maybe we'll bring him on. Maybe we'll bring him on here for a little bit. You guys ready to rock and roll? I'm sick and tired of the Maxx Crosby trade rumors, and I need to be able to shout at the rooftops how sick and tired of them I am. We ready to rock? Lopez is giving me a nod. Yes, let's talk about Maxx Crosby, but there is a reason why I'm discussing these trade rumors. And I think you guys will see coming up here on the show why I am talking about these bad boys right flipping now. We good? We good? All right, let's keep this thing rocking and rolling. I am so sick and tired of the Maxx Crosby trade rumors, and if you feel the exact same way, hit that like button. Coming up on the program today, I'm going to get into a trade offer from Vincent Bonsignor that he is saying that the 49ers, or at least potentially have, for number 98. But here's the thing. New Crosby trade rumors keep popping up thanks to beat reporters and the national media. So when they do it, my job here on the Raider Report is to talk about them. If you don't know today's show sponsor, it's Prize Picks. Shout out to them for hooking up Raider Nation. But I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. Shout out to Steve Gallagher. He literally said that stop bringing up the 98 trade rumors because he's got a bad taste in his mouth. I know that Max didn't like how things ended up going down in Baltimore, but I also agree with Steve, and I know there's a lot of Raider fans that are out there that are going, I'm sick and tired of hearing about these Maxx Crosby trade rumors, but here's the thing. Here's the latest on where things stand for number 98. The Raiders have said that they don't want to trade Crosby, and Max has continuously said that he wants to remain a Raider for life. I know that a few weeks ago, Hondo Carpenter said that the Eagles and 49ers are, quote, nuclear hot for Crosby, and that's probably true. I bet there's a lot of NFL teams out there that are probably really interested in Max. And I will say, Hondo never really said that the Raiders are looking to shop. He just said that people are listening. Now, I will say, Hondo, I think, is continuously bringing up the Crosby stuff because he knows that that's going to get eyeballs, that's going to get clicks. That's what Hondo's looking to do. Vincent Bonsignor also said that the 49ers have a framework for a Crosby trade. This is the newer reason why I'm bringing up this show topic today and why I'm discussing it because, Vincent kind of leaked a 49ers offer here on the table, and I want to show you this exact quote because I've talked about this kind of trade before on this program, but seeing it in writing, I knew I had to talk about it. Multiple league sources have told the California Post that the framework for a suitable offer would consist of a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and second-year edge rusher Maxx Williams. So the deal that Vincent Bonsignore is reporting that he is hearing would be the framework for a trade involving 98 to the San Francisco 49ers looks like this. You get Maxx Williams, who San Francisco drafted number 11 overall of last year's NFL draft, and then the Raiders get a first-round pick in 2027, and you get a second-round pick in 2028 for Maxx Crosby. My question to all of you out there is this: who wins this trade? Do you think it's the Las Vegas Raiders? Type LV down below. Or if you think it is the San Francisco 49ers, I want you to type an SF down below. I will say this personally. I don't really think that you're going to get a first-round pick in a trade involving Maxx Crosby for the 2027 NFL Draft. And I'll be very clear. I actually think if the Raiders were to get an offer like Maxx Williams, a first-round pick in 2027 and a second-round pick in 2028, I actually think that they would consider it a lot more than what people probably honestly truly want to hear. But I just want to say this. I actually have, I think, a lot of really good sources that are connected to Maxx and the Crosby team. I'll say I have not heard anything even close to the regard of what Vincent Bonsignore is kind of reporting here for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not saying that it's not true. It doesn't sound like anywhere close to anything that we've heard here at Chat Sports based on the sources that we have. But we do have to talk about Maxx Williams because he was involved in this Bonsignore trade that he threw out there. Because, again, if you're telling me that we're going to be able to get a first-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, another first-round pick, and a second-round pick for Mad Max, maybe the Raiders would consider it. He did play in only 9 games last season, had an ACL injury, and clearly the Raiders, they value Georgia players on defense, right? You got Quay Walker, you got Nakobe Dean, you got Eric Stokes. None of those guys have any overlap with Maxx. You also got Brock Bowers, and he plays more on the offensive side of the football. But the Raiders want to develop a culture, and if they believe that Georgia players know what it takes to build a winning culture, maybe they look at a guy like Maxx Williams and go, you know what? That's a really good replacement for Mad Max. Also, Vincent Bonsignore had to say this. It's an offer the 49ers would be wise to consider making. And situated with a league-leading $72 million of cap space, they could easily absorb Crosby's $30 million base salary for 2026. But here's the thing. If you're going to talk about the Raiders trading away Maxx Crosby to the San Francisco 49ers, I think it's kind of naive to also not say you also are taking on what he's making in 2027, because for those of you that do not know, when the Raiders restructured Maxx Crosby's contract last offseason for the 3 years, $106 million, making him the highest paid defensive player in the NFL for a short amount of time, they also guaranteed his 2027 salary if he remained on the Raiders 3 days after the new league year. Because he was on the team 3 days after the new league year, 2026 already locked in. 2027 already locked in. So for San Francisco to make this trade, they are locking in $60.5 million for Mad Max in 2026, 2027. Then they're probably going to have to give him some more extra guaranteed money in 2028 and 2029 because he doesn't have any guaranteed money in the final 2 years of his contract. Coming up next here on the show, I got the rest of the quote from Vinny Bonsignore. And Vinny, I hope that you know I'm doing this show, and I got a lot of respect for Vinny. I'll say this right now. Vinny is the #1 Raiders beat reporter that respects me. Him and I have conversations, and I will always tip my cap to Vinny because he's been a really good outlet for me, and he's helped me in a lot of different ways, and I think I can say the exact same thing. So, Vinny, I hope that you know I'm doing this show out of respect for you, and I know that you're doing a hell of a job reporting all the things that you're reporting on. Before I get into that, though, shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app out there. I am actually recording this video during my live show, and because I got some other things going on this week, I am going to talk about the games that are happening today for our live program. So, for those that do not know, my wife, she was kind of making fun of me on Monday because I went 0 for 3 in my World Cup game picks. And if you don't know, team picks are available on Prize Picks. And I did. I went 0 for 3, and she goes, well, I would have picked Brazil to win by only 1. I wouldn't have picked Germany. She's trying to tell me she would have picked Paraguay over Germany. I'm not buying it. And then she said that she would have picked Morocco over the Netherlands. So I said, okay, put your money where your mouth is. And by money, she's using mine. Here's the lineup that my wife is using on PrizePicks. And if you want to follow the lineups that she's cooking for Tuesday, at the time I'm making this video, all I know is Norway is already won. I don't know these other two games. Now, when you guys see this video on a later date, you're going to go, your wife was either 3 for 3, 2 for 3, but she was definitely 1 for 3. And if you want to make these team picks, I am not a big soccer fan, but it really, truly is amazing to me how much more I've watched these games, and I'm not a big spender. I do $5 lineups, $10 lineups. I've won over $1,000 on PrizePicks, but I enjoy these games because if I'm going to spend my time watching, having that ability to put some extra money in your pocket, it makes PrizePicks so much more fun. It makes the games a lot more fun and entertaining. And if you plan on watching the games, go get a PrizePicks lineup in because I can get you $50 instantly in lineups after you use code HMA, and you got to play that first $5 lineup over on PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app, where it feels good to be right. Let's keep it moving here on the Raiders Report with the other parts here of the Vincent Bonsignore report in regards to Maxx Crosby, and this trade framework with the San Francisco 49ers. But again, he's not saying that there's a trade framework in place. He's saying based on what he's heard, he thinks the Raiders would trade away Maxx Crosby if the 49ers put that trade in place. And maybe they do, maybe they don't. All right, here we go. Trading Crosby would certainly cause short-term pain, but if they successfully cash in on the assets that they get in return, they will not only expedite their rebuild, but also greatly enhance it. That was the motivation when they traded Crosby to the Ravens, only for Baltimore to get cold feet over concerns with Crosby's knee upon further inspection. The Ravens nixed the deal as a result, but don't think for a minute the Raiders wouldn't revisit a Crosby trade if the right offer was made. So I just wanted to say this, and I just want to be very clear. The biggest reason why Crosby was traded to Baltimore is because Maxx Crosby wanted out. And I do agree with Vinny saying that it's the NFL. Anything can happen. I've covered the league now for almost 10 years. I've covered the Raiders every single day of my life since 2018. If you don't think that it can happen to the Las Vegas Raiders, you're probably a new Raider fan, right, man? Anything is possible. And it's the truth. If they get a really good deal for Max, they will revisit that idea. However, though, I talked to people very close to the Crosby team, and I had a really close source tell me that the football god spoke, and I'm listening. That's what Max said about the whole Raiders and Ravens trade falling through, but Vinny kind of made it sound like the Raiders were the ones that traded away Max, and they did. But to be clear, Max was a bigger reason of him being dealt. Maxx Crosby wanted out. That's why he was traded. The Raiders were not actively shopping him because I think if the Raiders really wanted to trade him, I don't know if it would have been to, how can I say this? I personally think if the Raiders were honestly actively shopping Max, you would have heard Max talk about it a lot more behind closed doors. But because Max was not wanting to put a bad taste in a lot of Raiders fans' mouth because he loves Raider Nation, he wasn't going out there and saying all the hoopla I think that we were kind of hearing in February and in March. But if you did not know, I was the one that broke the news that Maxx Crosby was going to be remaining a Raider. And again, I'm not doing this to act like I got sources. I'm not a beat reporter. I'm not an insider. I am a Raiders fan that has worked due diligently, and I hope that all fans out there know that my commitment to excellence is to Raider Nation. But when I get inside scoops, I tell all of y'all. When I get an inside story, I tell all of y'all, right? I've broken news on Christian Wilkins. I've broken news on Crosby. I've broken news before. I don't do it often because it doesn't always happen. But when I get information, I let you know. And I promise you this, Maxx Crosby was the reason that he was traded to the Baltimore Ravens. And if you didn't know that I was the one that broke the Crosby news, and I hope that you hit that subscribe button. Again, I don't do this show for Raider fans to hit that subscribe button. Do I want you to watch the shows that I do? Of course I do. I do this show, though, because it's also my mental reset, right? Like, I know there's a lot of really busy people out there. I used to do I'll call it a normal job, and I used to listen to sports podcasts to help me get through my day-to-day. If you're a Raiders fan and you didn't know that I broke the news that Maxx Crosby was staying in Las Vegas, I hope that you hit that subscribe button. I hope that you turn on those notifications because that's all the reasons why I think this show continues to grow. We are a nation. We got to rally together. And if you're sick and tired of the Maxx Crosby trade rumors, believe me, I'm sick and tired of the Maxx Crosby trade rumors as well. But since we are here after all, let's talk about some 49er trade ideas. And, the trade ideas that I'm going to go through here is if you saw the show that I did where I talked to our Vikings host, Patrick Siepman, about trade ideas for Justin Jefferson, I kind of did something very similar here with our 49ers host, Chase Sr. And I kind of asked him, like, hey, what are some potential trade ideas that you can give me? And he showed me trades that he showed his audience many, I want to say it's like 2 weeks ago on his show. And you'll see what those trades are here in just a moment. So the first trade, to be clear, the first 2 trades that you will see on this show are from our 49ers channel here at Chat Sports, and a deal that they put together. I believe the date is June 18th, so it's about 2 weeks ago that these deals were on. The first trade that he showed his audience for Maxx Crosby is a first-round pick in 2027 and Mykel Williams, the defensive end, for Max. And what's interesting about that is because if you remember what was reported by Vincent Bonsignore, Vinny B is reporting that it would take a first, a second in 2028, and Mykel Williams. We remember that, right? We're all remembering that? Okay, that was the first trade idea that our Chat Sports team here, and like, you could say what you want about Chase. Chase is a very hardworking guy. He is one of the best sources that the Niners have, and he was actually the one that, tragically, it did break the news that Aldon Smith unfortunately passed away. So I know Chase is very, very well connected with San Francisco. Here's the second trade that Chase has been kind of throwing out there for the 49ers fans out there in regards to Maxx Crosby. It is a first-round pick in 2027 and a second-round pick in 2028. I'm not saying that Vinny is taking the things that Chase and our 49ers guys are saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying is Chase is very, very well tapped in. And the trades that I'm showing you are from his show June 18th. So what I'm really trying to say is if Chase is putting out trades that involve Mykel Williams, first-round pick, second-round pick in 2028, it's probably because it's things that he's hearing. For Vinny to say what he's saying, and it's really the exact same framework, and I guarantee you that Vincent Bonsignore and Chase Sr., they're not talking. There's no way that those guys are communicating. But my bigger point is there's reasons why rumors have legs. Tea leaves are important. There's a reason why I always say where there's smoke, there's fire, and it's because I wonder if there is some actual smoke about the terms of this potential Maxx Crosby trade being talked about, because for Vinny and for my guy here at Chase Chat Sports, to kind of have the exact same context of the trade and have it 2 weeks apart and those two have no overlap over each other, it does make me wonder, are there conversations inside that San Francisco building about potentially making that move for Maxx Crosby? So coming up here next on the show is going to be my offer to the San Francisco 49ers. And if the San Francisco 49ers look at me and they go, what is it going to take to get 98 in our locker room? What is it going to take? And I'm going to give an honest offer. I will give you my God-honest offer of what it would be to the San Francisco 49ers. And before I get into that, though, I know that some people are probably mad that I'm even talking about Max going to San Francisco. Believe me, the idea of having 98 in a 49ers jersey, it does. It makes me sick. But you know what? I hope people that watch this show know that I'm always going to do my best here to talk about the top trending topics. And they got this new update here on YouTube where you can look at a community spotlight. The people that I see in my community spotlight are always people that like my video, are always people that are trying to be a part of the Noti Gang, are always interacting with each other, whether it's a live show or it's a video that we call them VODs, videos on demand. If you want to see yourself on our community spotlight, you got to like, you got to comment, and you got to be the best version of yourself in this Raiders Report community. If you do that, I think you're going to have a really good shot, because somebody who's on this YouTube channel every day, these 5 people right here, I guarantee you recognize their names. And there's a reason you recognize their names. They're part of the community. Let's go to the final trade here that I am going to do. And reminder, trade 1 and 2 are from our 49ers host, Chase Sr. The trade that I am going to show you, though, is going to be the offer that I honestly think the Raiders would accept for Maxx Crosby. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I do. For the Raiders to trade away Max to the Baltimore Ravens for 2 first-round picks, a 2026 and a 2027 first-round pick. The Raiders wanted that 2027 first because of the value. The 2027 draft, based on all the sources that we have here at Chat Sports and based on what's been reported, the 2027 draft is being looked at completely different. And a value of a first-round pick in 2027 is worth more than what a first-round pick in 2026 honestly was worth. So to me, I do think that the Raiders, if presented with 2 first-round picks, 2027 and 2028, I do think that they would entertain that trade idea because they want to be able to build for the future. Now, are you telling me, like some people are going, well, wait a minute, why not do Mikael Williams, a second-round pick in 2028, and a first-round pick? I would like to see what Mikael looks like coming off that ACL injury. And if the Niners are already willing to trade away Mikael after 1 year with that ACL, maybe there's a reason why they're doing that. But I'm just going to say it like this. I'm going to try to make the 49ers pay up, right? And I'm going to make the 49ers pay up because I think they're desperate. And I almost wonder if you could get, like, to me, you don't trade away Maxx Crosby to the 49ers for anything less than 2 first-round picks, unless they are adding some of these extra players into this mix that I don't necessarily know about, right? Like, there's got to be throwing in a lot. But to me, I want 2 first-round picks for 98. And the fact that the Niners had only 20 sacks last season, dead last in the NFL. Their first-round pick, Williams, who we've been talking about, and Nick Bosa, both suffered ACL injuries last season. And then on top of that, you're in a division where the Rams have gone all in, trading for Trent McDuffie and Myles Garrett, and the Seahawks just won the Super Bowl. So you know San Francisco is a little bit desperate right now. I don't think that Maxx is going to go to San Francisco. I don't think Maxx wants to go back to the Bay. I'm not going to lie to you based on some of the sources that I have. But to me, if the 49ers want Maxx Crosby, it starts with 2 first-round picks. And I don't want to hear it. If you're not going to offer me 2 first, you're wasting my time. So this is why I am tired of the Maxx Crosby trade rumors, because there's not any actual trade rumors. It is all just, I think, this is what I'm hearing. Until we have beat reporters here for the Raiders that break stories, you got to look at beat reporters as guys just like me, guys like content creators, giving opinions out there. It's the harsh reality, but it's the harsh reality Raider Nation lives in. And I know Maxx won it out in March. He won it out in January. He won it out in February. That was the bigger reason why he got traded. I've had conversations with Maxx's team. Maxx doesn't want to go anywhere. He wants to be a Raider for life, and he's flat out, his camp told me he wants to be a Raider for life. I was the one that broke the story that Maxx is going to stay in Las Vegas. But I also know that the Raiders aren't actively shopping him. His 2026 and 2027 salary is already guaranteed, but just because the Raiders don't want to trade him and just because Maxx doesn't want to be dealt, if a team out there offers you a price that goes above and beyond what you're asking, of course Clinton Kubiak and John Spytek have to entertain it, because good organizations entertain all trade offers, because nobody is above the shield, not even Maxx Crosby. All right, y'all, we got 1 more, 2 more, 3 more, 4 more. Technically 4 more things to do here on the show. We got a duck race, and if you're trying to get in, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. If you want to get in our fantasy football raffle, this also is going to be your last chance to do so. Raider Ron, what up, man? Question to all. If we only won 1 game this year, which team would you want a win against? My answer is the 49ers. The Bay belongs to the Raiders. I mean, I'll say this. If you're asking me the 1 game, if we can only win 1 game, I guess I'm going to pick Week 10 because it's the Raiders-Seahawks game. That's the game that I'm going to go to, and I want to see a Raiders win. Dude, if you're telling me again we're going to win only 1 game, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I mean, if it's 1 game, I'd say pick whatever game because it doesn't really matter. If you want it to be the 49ers, go for the 49ers game, win the Bay, which I know like that rivalry runs deep out there, and I know that you're a part of it, Ron, but
would it be crazy?
I'm going to say Seahawks because that's going to be the game I'm at, Week 10.
Would it be crazy to say Week 1 against the Dolphins? Because think about it. You win Week 1, there's so much hype. If your only win is in Week 10, you're like, damn, this season sucks. But we got this 1 win. We beat the 49ers in Week 9.
Basically, the same thing we did last year.
This season sucks, but
get Patriots win Week 1, and then we're bad for
exactly. You know, have that hype for an extra week because you know you have the going into the season hype, and then you have the going into the season plus starting 1-0 hype. It's a little bit more fun than getting your first win in Week 9 or 10.
I mean, technically, maybe the best answer. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because then the Raiders.
There's no good answer.
They'll know that they're selling at the deadline. Then.
There's no good answer.
They know that they'll be selling at the deadline then. Carlos Rodriguez said, go Mexico, go USA, Carlos. If you guys want one of the best follows on Instagram, his name's Carlos Comedy on IG. I follow him. He's absolutely hilarious, especially his jokes on Raider Nation, which I think all of us kind of get. Carlos Comedy, I got you. I'm going to put you in here for some fantasy raffle tickets. Before I get back on the road, I'm trying to come into the studio July 17th or the 31st. I'll DM you. I use Prize Picks, $100 on Mexico. Let's freaking go. Well, I mean, my lineup today, I can win as like $148 if Mexico ends up getting a dub. I will say July 17th will not work for me. I will not be here. One of Alex and I's really good friends, she's never going to watch this show. Her husband's throwing her like a surprise like birthday party. I didn't even know about it. I just found
the first time she watches this today.
Right, she just tunes in. But we're going with like some of our friends down here, and we're going to go celebrate her 30th. He's got like games and shit planned. It's honestly, dude, I'm super pumped for it. But the 31st, I think I'll be here. I don't see why I wouldn't be here because the 17th is a Friday, which means obviously then that 31st is a Friday. But if you're here in town, dude, July 31st, pull up.
Huh? No, that's a couple weeks before preseason. I don't know why.
Preseason is preseason for the rookies is the 23rd. Veterans report on the 28th for the Raiders.
Okay.
So on the 31st, bro, if you're here in the building on a Friday, pull up. I'm down. I'm not kidding you. If you're a Raiders report watcher and you're watching this time of the year, you want to pull up here on a stream, please pull up here on a stream. Just don't pregame like Sherlock did. Just eat some food. I also found out that Sherlock's not a guy that eats a lot. We went to go get tacos after his 9-10 beers, and he had half of a taco.
Same.
Stop it. Stop it. All right, we got a few more people here getting in this duck race. Carlos Comedy, I got you in. And then Gary Backus, I got you in. Are we all caught up?
I believe so.
All right, we are all caught up here on the show. So here's what we're going to do. I want to do this fantasy football raffle. So to the three people that are the bang MVPs for the golden ticket, we might do that one a little bit later. Let's do the first raffle now.
This one is...
So the first one is going to be this tab.
I have so many tabs open right now.
All right, hang on. I actually got to add a few more people.
Good thing I didn't move anything then.
All right, we're good. So if you need, do you want me to send you the doc?
Oh, you sent me the doc. I just got to.
Cool.
Oh, I just got so many tabs open.
So here's how we're going to do this end of this show. We still got a duck race to do, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Rents 365. Winner right now go home with $130. I got to give away a golden ticket spot, which right now, for those that do not know, if you finish in the top 3 of today's show, you're going to get yourself a golden ticket for a chance to get in my fantasy football league. For the June round here, go to June. You're in the duck race.
Oh, I thought that was the one we were doing. My bad. Oh,
no, we'll do duck race at the end too.
That's a lot of names.
It's a lot of names. Throw them on a wheel. Yep. So whoever this lands on, I am gonna put you in my fantasy football league. I'll just say it like this. I had a few people from Mount Raidermore, had a few people asking me how to get this thing into a shit show. I'll say it like this. We have dinner reservations tonight that I need to be able to make. All of us do, but I do actually have somebody here in studio. They could be a future employee. I do not know everything how it went today, though. He's like, I think I did all right. Shout out to Cooper for pulling up in the building. Gary, I got you in. Chad Jones, I got you in. Rustin Long, I got you in as well. Got you in. Rebel, good luck to you. Rebel, you actually already have, though, a few golden tickets, actually. Yeah, Rebel, you already have a golden ticket for this month.
You never heard.
Go live on the dinner? Dude, I don't know. Rustin Long. All right, can you add? We're good. Yeah, we're good. Is it me, or did they blow Tom Brady's comments about last season out of proportion? Raider Nation for life. What comments? Are you saying, like, well, Brady was on a show the other day about what, like the Raiders being really bad? Is it those comments? Because I saw one about Brady, and he was basically like, the Raiders this season are going to be a lot better. Which, Christ, I hope so. If Tom Brady and anybody from the Raiders organization spoke about the Raiders last year and didn't speak in some sort of a negative way, I don't think it's a real conversation. Like, we got to be okay doing that in sports, where not everything can be cupcakes, butterflies, and rainbows. And honestly, and I get it, it's why the actual Raiders sometimes get mad at me. They want me to be always positive. And my answer is always, what do you want me to be positive about? Give me something to be positive, I guarantee you. We're going to be positive here on this show. All right, here we go. Coming up, winner of this. You're in the Fantasy Football League. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
I hope you can see your name there. Ron Raspberry.
Ron frickin' Raspberry, dude. Congratulations to Ron Raz. I'm going to say this right now. I am so happy that Ron is in, bro. I am so freaking happy. Ron Raspberry is in the Fantasy Football League. Congratulations, Big Raz, dude. If anybody's got a problem with that, let me know so I can block you. Our moderator, Ron Raz. Congrats to Ron, dude. There's nobody that deserves it more, I think, than Raz. That guy comments more than I do.
We'll actually have Ron block you.
Correct.
Because he has the powers to. Watch this. Ron block someone right now.
All right, wait. What's Ron saying?
He spoke into existence.
July 23rd to August 4th,
yeah.
I'll be sporadic online. Going to do the 100-year anniversary Route 66 car run from Santa Monica to Chicago and back.
That's just a long drive.
Bro, I'll tell you this, Ron. You and my dad got to hang out. My dad would love that trip. My dad drives from Pennsylvania almost every year. He would basically drive from Pennsylvania. There was one year he rented a car and put 12,000 miles on it. He had to change the oil twice. Needless to say, the car company wasn't very happy about it. But
no way.
They weren't too happy about it. They were not too happy about it. Not too happy about it. All right, y'all. So here's how this show is going to conclude. I know that we have a June Bang competition to get to, but we also have a duck race to do. So $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365 is how we're going to be able to get in here for this duck race. I know that some people are competing to get in this June Bang competition. I will just say it like this. If the competition gets close, we can give a deal to stay live a little bit longer. I will say, and I keep on saying, Sherlock, if you're going to compete for it, Isaac, if you're going to compete for it, Fluhy's already in the lead. I promise you this. If anybody gets close to Fluhy, I'm putting down a boot. I'm telling you right now. If anybody
talking to Fluhy?
If anybody gets even close to Fluhy, somebody's got to get within one bang of Fluhy, and I'll put down a boot. I'm putting a boot down if somebody gets within one, because then we're probably going to be here live a little bit longer. And if we're here live a little bit longer, I will say I have to leave today, though, in about 40-ish minutes, okay? So it's not going to be like an all-day happy hour affair. We have dinner. I have to take out Chuck. I can really only be here for another, 43, 45 minutes, based on the timing of everything.
Very specific timing.
Sean says, I put 30 miles on a year in my car. I haven't driven 10,000 miles in the 10 years I've been here in Dallas.
Really?
Correct. I guarantee I haven't driven 10,000 miles.
I don't think I've ever seen you drive, because you walk here all the time.
I am a walker.
Do you have a car?
Yes, and technically no at the same time. I pay for a car, but it's not mine.
You and Alex have a car.
Yep.
She uses it mostly. You drive it every once in a while?
To put gas in it, yep. The other day I got in the car to get my hair cut, and Alex goes, hey, just so you know, we're low on gas. What is a low amount of gas to you? Like, how many miles left when you sit in that car and you turn the car on and it shows you how many miles of gas you have left? What is
Usually when I cross, when it goes from 100 to 99, like when it starts getting to double digits, I'm like, okay, I'm getting gas. Probably today, at the latest tomorrow.
The other day I got in the car. There was 5 miles it said left.
What the fuck? No.
True story. Swear to God on my grandfather's grave. I don't remember how many months ago it was. My wife can prove. Next time you guys see my wife, ask her about this story. I sat in the car, turned it on, go to get my hair cut. I was late for my haircut. I turned the car on. Swear to God on my grandfather's grave. It said 0 miles left. 0 miles.
No, she couldn't.
I got in the car. Luckily, I went about 2 miles down the road, and I filled up my gas. I mean, I've never put so much gas in a car. But I remember, I don't know. I could never let my car's gas get that low. Could never do it.
No, mine, like I said.
Could never do
I
it.
think the lowest I've ever got was maybe 75.
Bro, I swear to God, 0.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 0. All right, y'all. Final chance to get in our duck race here. The last name that I saw is Josh Cronin. And then I got Jackie Fields. You in. 20 to win. Oh, Charles, I got you. Though, Charles, I spelled your name just completely wrong, so that's on you. And on me.
That's on you, Charles.
Charles, you're going to have to recognize it, dude.
Yeah, Charles, spell your name right.
Carcel. G. That's you, Charles, just so you know.
We popped this one up, but had to get it on screen.
I think, we already talked about that one. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Now, duck race?
Duck race, yep. 20 to win, $180 here on the Raiders Report. Somebody's about to go home with 180 doll hairs.
Oh, Jesus, you got, what's it called?
Jerry Kest. Yeah, Jerry, your name's not spelt very good in here either. Actually, Jerry, one of these, Jerry, you're Jury, just so you know. So
you got punctuation in Charles' name.
Yeah, I actually don't even know. I don't even know how to find a semicolon on a keyboard, and it's in your name, Charles. The first ever semicolon here on the Raiders
Charles
Report.
Wins.
Good luck to you, man. I mean, Charles was the last one to get in. Crow, Compton. The only ones that I just got were Josh Cronin and Jack Fields. But based on your name, I don't know if that's you. Rebel. Bro, I'm with you. Believe me, I am a very cautious person. Like, I'm a rule follower. I don't, like, if my gas got to, I mean, dude, like, again, letting it get to 5 miles left in your tank is crazy. It's crazy. No beer was involved from Jerry. That's probably the worst part, Jerry. No beer was harmed in the making of today's Raiders Report video. Though, I'm going to crush some sushi tonight. We're going to go out for some sushi. Me and a few of the guys, we're going to take out our new guy. His name's Cooper. He's here today on an interview. Flew in from Rhode Island yesterday. So, yeah, just saying, you might see a new guy here on the show. All right, winner of this race is going to go home with $180 on the program. I'm going to refresh my phone one last time. I'm looking. Can you add can't walk? Please. Got it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it. Do it. 3, 2, 1. Let's get it going. Winner of this race will be going home with $190 here on the program. After this race, we have another golden ticket raffle to give away for our fantasy league, and then whoever's the bang leader, good luck to you. Jerry, or should I say Jury, Kester had the lead. Josh Cronin right now, watch out for Carlos Comedy.
Get there, Charles. Come on, Charles.
That's that semicolon just holding Charles back.
That's what it is.
Gary Backus, filling the name in the back. Richard Engel. Sherlock. I mean, honestly, that's what Sherlock kind of looked like when he was here the other day. Happy to be here.
He wasn't running, though.
Yeah, he wasn't running.
He would have been able to run.
I saw Sherlock on a track on Friday, and he was not running, though he was having a good time. I promise you that. Jack Fields! Fields is out to the lead. Who's this? Richard Black!
Damn it, Charles.
And it's going to go to Jack Fields.
Charles was right there.
Charles, it was the semicolon that slowed you down.
Dude, if you gave him a full colon, he would have had it. He was a full colon away.
Oh, bro, this is sick. This is Ike Nasty, the winner. If you could please confirm that you just received $190 to Ike Nasty. Where you at, Ike? I believe that's who it is. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I mean, that's freaking awesome. Ooh, the Pelicans just signed someone.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan. He's back.
DeAndre Jordan.
19th season.
Go live. Go live. All right. So here's how we're going to do this. I see CJ Raider. I'm going to give you a golden ticket, CJ Raider. You're number 3 right now. I also have, it looks like Sherlock and LCA. Sherlock, LCA also get the golden ticket. So can you go into that now and give me a wheel spin? So throughout the month of, it looks like June, I have given away 26 golden tickets. 26 golden tickets. Whoever this lands on, you're going to go into our fantasy football league. If it lands on Bayou, Raider Ron, I mean, I guess technically Fluhy, but we might have to cross that bridge when it happens. We'll see.
Let's just hope for that. Not that.
We're just going to have to cross that bridge. Are you doing a race or are you doing,
No,
okay.
My bad.
You're just on screen, so I don't know.
Yeah.
You're good. I just didn't know where you were going, what you were doing.
Answer the question while I do.
Oh, man. How about, can you go back to, can you give me a weigh-in too on Justin Jefferson and Maxx, who's the more likely to get traded? I mean, since we talked about Maxx today and we talked about Justin Jefferson, I asked all of y'all this question at the very, very top of the program today. And again, I want to be very clear. There aren't any, I would call them real trade rumors on Justin Jefferson, and there aren't any real trade rumors on Maxx Crosby. I don't think Jefferson gets traded this offseason. I don't think Crosby gets traded this offseason. I don't think Jefferson gets traded during the season. I think that there is at least a chance Crosby gets traded during the season, but that's really only if the Raiders are really bad before the deadline, and then a team offers you probably a first. I mean, if you get 2 first-round picks, he's going to go. If you get a first and a second, then there might be a conversation that ends up being had. But if you want to let me know, more likely to get dealt after watching today's program, it would be much appreciated. All right, here we go. Wheel spin time. Whoever this lands on, you're getting in. My fantasy. Hang on a second. That's not right. All right, you got to...
I copied the wrong list.
No, you're good. I saw the Charles name in there again. I'm like, that ain't right.
You're like, that fucker's back.
He's back. Charles. Same exact. All right. We're going to get, again, this wheel will be updated here in just a second. Uno momento. Sean's going to go JJ, MC for Crosby. All right, so the name or the numbers that you see technically when it came in, so just so we are clear. All right, good luck. Here we go.
3, 2.
Here we go. Who's getting in? Fantasy Football League. Golden ticket. It's going to be really close, and it's going to go to Brian Kulig. All right, Brian. Congratulations to you. Brian, actually, crazy enough, earlier this month had a big old show. He dropped a $500 super chat, got a $500 super chat, got himself a golden ticket. That golden ticket got Brian in. I believe that was actually the only golden ticket Brian had. So, Brian, Ian. Which now brings us to the final way that you can get in for the month of June, and that's the Bang competition out there. The Bang competition, which right now belongs to Matt Fluhey. He's the Bang MVP. I'm just going to be very honest with you. Sherlock, Isaac, if Ron or Bayou want someone to get in, you're going to have to pass Fluhey. Because Ron and Bayou are already in, if they were really passionate about somebody getting in, then you could pass. If not, I'm going to wave this white flag to Mr. Matt Fluhey. I know Sherlock was very, very close this month. I also want to give a special shout out to Isaac Hernandez. Isaac, truly, dude, you were so awesome this month, and I mean that because every show, I feel like you were throwing up alley-oops. You were banging to get the program started. I say it all the time. There's got to be that one crazy mother effer that runs into the middle of the dance floor and get the party started. You've been that guy all month long, dude. So Fluhey's just been on an absolute tear these past few weeks. Isaac really has led this Bang race for the entirety of the month. But, you know, just like in a football game, there's 4 quarters. There's been a long, long month, 30 days. And I don't really think anybody's going to disagree that Fluhey deserves to get in. This guy's been a legend this month, but I'm just going to say it like this. It is 5:30 on the show. Let's do 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock. If I need to extend the show and do a boot, I will. If not, hey, Fluhey, congratulations to you, big dog. Congratulations to you. While we wait here on the show, you want to introduce yourself? You want to say hi? So I used to have a mic cover. This is a true story, actually. Hey, hang on, before you come up here. I got a text from Fluhey, or not Fluhey, from, who was it? Oh my God, I can't think. Sherlock, Christ. And he goes, Angela, my wife, is mad at me for biting the microphone top. How much do I owe you, brother?
You mean
Yes. Ah!
Motherfucker.
That's on me. I'm sorry. Did I break your phone?
No.
So this mic used to have a top. If you're wondering where it is, it belongs to this guy.
It is Sherlock.
It is in the gully. It is in the gullet. So, all right, here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to bring on here real quick. I think Fluhey's going to get on. You could start that countdown. Yep. And what we're going to do here is we're going to bring on, his name is Cooper. And I'm going to let him introduce himself to you here a little bit. Today is a job interview for Cooper. We flew him in from Rhode Island. I'm always trying to get you guys more Raiders content. Coop, give you your quick little intro, and why are you here? How long have you watched the Raiders Report?
Yeah, what's going on, Raider Nation? I'm Cooper. I'm from Rhode Island. Probably don't recognize me because my logo on YouTube is a orange Syracuse mascot. I'm here. I've been watching since 2020, 2021.
2020, 2021. So Cooper actually sent me an email. The first email he ever sent me was, 2021? Did a few projects on the show, too, didn't you not?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. Talked to the Violator.
Violator?
Got a signed copy of his book.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Dude, that's dope.
And John Gruden follows me on Instagram.
Gruden follows you on IG?
Yeah. A lot of messages.
Well, if you work here, I hope that continues. No, seriously. But so for all you that don't know, Chugs, we've been looking for a new Chugs. I don't know if you can do a boot as quick as Chugs can. I don't know if anybody can. But at the end of the day, we're always trying to get you guys more content, more people. And, to have you here in the building has been really cool. Show you around here a little bit. So you guys might be seeing Coop. Don't know all the ins and outs. I hire some people here. I don't hire everybody here. But sounds like he had a fun day today. Got some plans tonight. Going to crush some sushi.
Great day. Gonna have some great sushi. Let's hope. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
Should we hire Coop? Let me know down below. Why for yes and for no.
Real quick, Coop. Life or death, how many 5-year-olds can you fight at one time?
I'm going to say 20.
That's a good answer. Anybody that says
Feels
less
like a
than
steady
15, you're wrong. Thank you.
Tim Hardaway's agreed to a deal with the Miami Heat. All right, how about this? How long have you been a Raiders fan? And who's your favorite Raider of all time?
I've been a Raiders fan for 14 years.
Okay.
First time my dad got a Sunday ticket. And I'd say my favorite Raider of all time is Maxx Crosby.
Max?
Have his jersey, have a poster in my room. I also have a Raiderette poster.
Nice.
And,
Hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
How's it sticking to the wall? I don't know.
It's sticking.
It's sticking.
No nails.
It is
No
not
nails.
moved. It is not moved.
He says no nails. Man, I think it'd be cool here to get another Raider guy in the building, but you guys might just be seeing, all I'm going to say is this, you might just be seeing some more and more Raiders content coming down the road. Though, not a boot guy, so we're going to have to come up with some new stuff.
Figure something out. I'll break a table. I'll break some glass. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Break a table, break some glass.
And next thing you know, we have turned into the WWE.
Worst things to be.
Shout out to Coop for being here in the building. Shout out to all y'all for showing him love. And like I said, you might be seeing him here in the future on the Raiders Report. Appreciate you, my guy.
Let's go Raiders.
You want to do a
Love you
Raiders
guys.
before we get out of here? All right, ready? I need all y'all to spam a Raiders down below. Hopefully that this is a good Raiders.
Yeah.
I've seen it. We'll
This
see.
is the first one I've done on any live anything.
Do you want to do it by yourself?
No.
No? Okay.
It's the fun in that.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Raiders! I think he passed.
That's a good one.
I think he passed. I think he's good. I mean, if you're not a Raider fan and you do that chant, then I don't know if it hits the same. Shout out to Cooper pulling up here on the program. And without further ado, we got to end our show. We have dinner reservations that I do not want to be late
sushi.
for. Dude, sushi? Gonna absolutely crush it.
Oh, yeah.
Fluhey, you, sir, are in the Fantasy Football League. Congratulations to you, good sir. Let me just put this in. Matt Fluhey, I got you. And on behalf of Cooper, on behalf of Lopez, and on behalf of the entire Chat Sports team, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I'm going to be rooting on Team Mexico to get a dub. And if you don't know, I will be live here on the Raiders Report tomorrow, 30 minutes before kickoff in the USA against Bosnia matchup. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a bad day to be a beer tomorrow, and it's going to be an even worse day to be a beer on Thursday. Raiders Report's going to be having a lot of fun this week. I hope that you guys tune in, and if you enjoyed today's live show, I'm going to be doing a lot more live shows kind of this way going forward. Maybe it didn't seem all that different to you today. I tried some new stuff, and hopefully everyone had a good time talking about it. So Jefferson, not getting traded. Crosby, not getting traded. And I wouldn't trade Raider Nation for anything. For me, the team, I'll see you guys here tomorrow, 30 minutes before. Let's go USA.